promised you guys, hey guys, hey. So I promised you guys I would start organizing and playing the older videos that you guys may have missed. You guys missed these videos because you're just getting into Dalton right now, and you didn't recall what happened in the past. So we'll be doing that all week long. This is about a 4-hour live. So go ahead, sit back, relax, get your popcorn, put on some background noise like I am doing with this, getting some work done, some sewing done. So yeah, here you go. I'll be playing a lot more videos. You'll get a lot of stuff you probably didn't expect that will all pop up. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate you so much. So here's a blast from the past, and that's it. It's just playing. It's just gonna be playing tonight. Bye, guys. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I know you guys, we usually start off with hold on guys, let me put up. We start off with a video this morning. So we usually start off with a video. Y'all, I just got up. Y'all blew my phone off last night. I am so excuse my voice. Y'all, I just got up. I woke up and you wonderful people have flooded my inboxes and my phone and called my phone, and my YouTube buddies was on the line and everything. My email, y'all, it's gonna take me 2 days to get over my email. And I just want to say thank you. So here we are. Okay. Here we are. Let's do a countdown right quick and let me get my voice together.
Commentary, blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy, blue, commentary, blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, commentary.
Hey guys, hey Ted F, hey guys. I hope all is well with you and yours. Welcome back to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about and when we want to talk about it. So I had to address it because I think it's easier to address it via video, because that's what you guys know me from, via YouTube, than to address it via via YouTube. Hey Gardies, it's great to and then I'm gonna let you guys be able to talk about whatever you want to talk about if you want to talk about it. I thought it would be better to address this via YouTube. So no video today because I don't want that kind of energy of possibly me showing you some history of Dalton. Now you got this embedded in your brain. So let me give you what is going on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, it shut down. So let me give you some history. I had to reboot it. So this is where $19.99 always just started. So if you guys didn't know, that's where the whole 19.99 super chat. I was up late, sewing. And my favorite show at nighttime was Shay from the Late Night Crew, right? And when you're jumping in the live stream, no matter what point, your super chat goes through. And I guess Shay was talking about Jediah Brown during the time I super chatted him, 1999, and I said I feel very connected and valued. And this is just a little history for people. It's a little of my story as well. A little bit of how I definitely came to meet Shay as well. Because they were like, you have to disassociate with him or we're going to ruin your life. And that's all on wax. That's all on history. So we want to send our prayers to Shay because he's been a year fighting to get his life back because of course they want to ruin his life when you wasn't doing what they told you to do. And that, it was really interesting to see how all this happened because people just started the mob mentality because they were scared someone would put their business out there. And I just feel like none of this had to happen because Tiffany Henry was on her way out because people wanted a change, for one, or it would have been a fair fight. But it was just rumors, like rumors that have nothing. She bought the BMW. She switched the plates on the BMW. She bought and sold 60 houses. Nothing that has been proven factual that would be easily proven. If she was moving $500,000 for a driveway, we would know that. $500,000 at a currency exchange, you would know that, right? And she would definitely be arrested and charged, right? But nonetheless, now everybody's silent because everyone got what they wanted. And, it probably will never, ever come to fruition of what will happen. In my heart, in my heart, I believe that I'm a Nacho Bel Grande with extra sour cream. Um, so I want to just say hello, Jazzy. Hello, Hiram. Thanks for y'all being here this whole time. Oh yeah, I know. Jazzy say I watched it go down. You just joined the stream, saw Shay supporting you, had nothing to do with Goofy. I didn't. I just went ahead and super chatted because Shay was somebody that supported me so much. Hey Miss Asia, I hope you feeling well today. I think it went back and forth in the comments on this. Oh, I went back and forth in the comments on this post. That's when I confirmed that I didn't like anything about him. Yeah, it was so strange. And then the way that the people had the mob mentality, like when I got to the board meeting, people were booing and hissing, and I tried to sit down, and they were blocking seats and calling me a liar. Like they didn't see what happened on the internet in real time. And it's really sad that we would have a community like this that will shun somebody. And I say this 1,000 times, 1,000%. If I was a Tiffany Henyard supporter, if I believed in Tiffany so much, guess what? That would be my right. How are you guys going to take away my right to vote for who I want to vote for? That is insane to me, especially amongst us as a people. Like, how are you going to take away my right to vote the way I want to vote? Which we saw happen at the caucus, and now people want to try to bring that out. So this is just a little bit of history. I have more. um I was debating. I think I should do the, you guys think I should, I wouldn't, I'm not opposed to it because it's history. I'm not opposed to putting my own video out there when I cried out for help. I'm not opposed to that. I would like to see, because I can't even remember the community leaders that I asked to help me. And this was a point where you realize that they, unless there's money involved, all of these advocates are not going to assist in nothing. We have no men in our community to stand up for the community. Look at what went down. Like the fact that we're calling elected officials bitches and elders are getting ran up on. And where are the men in our community to stand up for that? Anytime you say something, you're drug on the internet. They're trying to ride by your house. Now, this was a time where other people, houses they weren't in it this much. Where people were riding by your house, harassing you, taking pictures, following you in the grocery store. It was just nastiness. And I've never seen this many seniors be nasty. That was insane. Like I was like, where are your kids? I couldn't imagine my granny or my mom being out there acting a fool like this. This is just crazy. And now we see everyone got what they wanted, which was a job and things of that nature. And yeah, a job, settlements, positions. Everybody got exactly what they wanted. So it was a fight for things that they needed. it wasn't really a fight for the community. Okay. And I stand on that. So let's let this play. I just wanted to load up. Again, our prayers are with Shay, and we're sending him positive energy the entire time. Hey Tracy, just another replay. Um, and I hope that my story helps someone else when you're being bullied, when you have a political machine against you, meaning like you have the whole community against you. And the only reason they were against me is because I was right here, like, no, that don't add up. And I didn't realize that. I was at first, you guys hear the video. I thought Tiffany was bad. They good, like everybody else. And then it was just so many things that I was like, okay, so if I hate to keep using him as an example, but if Terry Young got 300 overtime hours, y'all got to approve payroll, right? Okay. If the minutes aren't up, Tiffany can't stop that. Y'all, just like you built a Dalton Trustees YouTube page, you could build a clerk page. Okay, let's see the back of that $500,000 check. You know what I mean? Where is Tangenique? So when you had questions like that, you were an enemy. And I just want you to always put yourself in our shoes when we live in a community and they will use bullying tactics. Like we have a whole person that got a job after $4,000 a month after she's on the internet telling people she's going to slap us. How is that rewarded? So it was never a fair fight. They got Tiffany to be the most hated person in America with no proof. And no one can say it. They'll just say, oh, she sold all the cars. She stole all the houses. Where's the proof? No proof. No proof of nothing. All right, let's go. Give you my side of the story. So if you guys been with me since the beginning of covering Dalton, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. And if you guys have been with me at least since Hell Week, put a 2 in the chat. All right. So let me give you just straight no chaser. Prepared for this. It's no problem. Definitely was prepared for this. I was prepared for I'm gonna put another one up here. I'm gonna put another one up here. Totally was prepared for this. So if you guys didn't know, and shout out to I did do a video. Shout out to Shay. You know, I met Shay from oops, sorry guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. My phone's still going off. You guys, and y'all can calm down. And let me tell you, I got some people that I didn't even know was super cool. That sent it to me. Like people I didn't even know watch my channel. They thank you. Okay. So hold on, let's get back to it. Okay. So now it got to the point where of course Jediah and ACIU is calling to a full investigation of me. But let me talk about Shay real quick. Me and Shay met when he started covering Dalton. You guys know I'm a you guys know I'm an older woman of a particular age, right? It took me a year to cover Dalton because I have elderly people that is in my life. I have loved ones in my life. You know, my mom just died last year. Well, I'm sorry, a year and a half ago. And y'all know what brought me back to Dalton was my mom had a stroke, then my dad had a stroke. And they lived as empty nesters as you're supposed to, right? Well, no, I'm lying.
y'all don't put the put the violins in the chat. So it's not about that. What brought me back to Dalton was my sister, right before the pandemic, my oldest sister, who's only 4 years older than me, she and y'all, I'm not crying. I just got up, so it's my voice. Um she got sick, and that was before they knew what COVID was and the hospitals were getting locked down. So she got sick. So we started with her, and my sister ended up passing away. So my dad lost my sister and my mom. So my dad lost two kids and two people close to him within a couple of years. Then my mom died. My dad had a stroke because he was taking care of her. So now my dad's by himself, right? So what do we do when our parents get older and they're ailing? We stop what we're doing and we take care of them. So I lived in LA for a little bit, came back home.
Just pausing here because this whole thing was they started the rumor that I never voted in Dalton. I never voted any election. We showed those receipts. That nothing happened. We went through Monica Gordon's office and got my voting record. No one said anything. No one cleared my name or anything like that. And during this time, I was caretaking another family member during this time that passed away right in the midst of all of this. So it was a rough time for me. And the kicker of it was at that time, the Ed Steve would check on us. Jason House would check on us because we were having such a hard time. My voice is gone again because I've been on live all day. But yeah, here you go. This is just a little backstory for people that don't know. And like I said, it's not, life be life, and for a lot of us, you know what I mean? You ever have those seasons where it seems like everything is going wrong, or you suffer a season of loss? I just want to say things do get better. Things do get better, so don't give up if you're going through something like that. Seasons happen where, it gives you, like they say, God will never give you more than you could bear, but it feels like it. Just keep going forward. That's what I felt like that during this time. So just to be clear, it was never about being drug on the internet or anything like that. What happened with me was I just felt like I was having too much and I couldn't bear it anymore. And I want to thank you and a lot of friends I had that I met through this situation that held me down, gave me great advice, was a great support system. I appreciate all y'all did for me.
Came back home to take care of my dad. And I swear I'm not crying, it's my voice. Y'all know I get that little squeaky. Look, this is probably the best Burgundy quiet storm voice, like, good morning, baby. So I came back to Dalton. When I came to Dalton, I came back, and it was sort of like, I gotta be in my hometown. But look at what happened and how I ended up here with you guys. Not in a good way. I did come to Dalton. We did root for Tiffany. I'm someone that voted for Tiffany. And I was excited to see what she was going to do because she was somebody young, right? With Dalton had a history, child. The mayors only left in a pine box, okay? The mayors of Dalton only leave in a pine box. They ain't y'all see Riley was on Jed's live the other day. He's not giving up that seat. I mean, he gave it up and he coming right back. They gonna leave in a pine box. Okay. So, we had a talk last night. So let's get back to Shay. So I'm gonna start with Shay from Late Night Crew. I bring it up my age, how I got to Dalton. Okay, so then I decided, I said, you know what? I watched you guys talk about Dalton for a year. So different people, Pink Book Lessons, Hannibal, the whole time, I don't know. I know everything going on. I'm just watching what other people are talking about. Oh, Shay, the news. And I said, I see people they're putting up these forums, but I know who really live in those houses because Dalton is only 4 miles about, right? So you know about when somebody say their address, you know what side of town they are, you know who lived there, you know if the house is well kept, you know if the house is a mess, right? Because it's a small town. So I said, let me throw my hat in the ring. I prepared my entire family. I said, y'all, look, I said, here I go. It could get messy, but I thought it was going to come from Tiffany because we went to the same school. Like Tiffany is younger than me, but we went to the same school. We didn't live far apart. And we could see each other and wave. We do not know each other at all. She's younger than me, so it's not like I would hang. She would be like, she would be my little sister if Tiffany was around. So let's get to the nitty gritty. So I put my hat in the ring, but the reason we all were prepared, we were all prepared for Tiffany to get in my butt, talk about me, expose me, make fun of me. That's what I was prepared for, because we thought Tiffany was just we like, look, she a mess. When I saw Jediah come, that's why I asked you guys, did y'all hit the one? I knew we had to pivot. Okay. The thing about this is, I hate to say it, it always comes to this. It always comes to this. If you guys were with me at the beginning, we made some lighthearted videos, and I would be like, "Ooh, y'all, Jediah Brown is coming to town." And I hope, and didn't I say if you guys were in the interview with me and Jediah, put a 1 down. We'll review that. What was one thing I told him? I said, if you could complete this mission, and not repeat those things that happened in the past, you could be the next, and I'm not saying he's aspiring to be this, but you could be the next Jesse Jackson. As long as you don't repeat the history that has happened every time you get involved and say you're doing it for the people. And here, that's that, you see what I'm saying? That's exactly what is happening. Now, let me get to Shay, then I'm gonna mesh it all together. So I already prepared everybody. Even my friends, we like, girl, everybody like, girl, you next. Just because you have to deflect. We got 15 sexual assault survivors, allegedly, of Andrew Holmes. Andrew Holmes is still in office. We got poor Phenia Dukes just going through the motions to the point that we didn't expose her, put her out on TV, and I'm not blaming Jediah for this part, but she did a GoFundMe. She didn't raise her goal, and I'm gonna be honest. Now I will say it might have something to do with the way that whoever ran when Phenia, whoever, I don't know who it was, but whoever ran when Phenia Dukes was gonna come out, and she's in the middle of a civil case. Whoever ran that way she was supposed to exit, it was a bad move, because people are looking like, and they're like, well, nobody want to rally. It's not that. If I saw Phenia, I'd be like, hey, girl, go ahead and send me your PO box here if you need something. But it just looked weird, and I believe her story wholeheartedly. It was almost like we were unveiling. I don't even know what it was, but I'm not going to touch the Phenia thing. So I can't blame Jediah for that, because I don't know who did that, but I didn't like that we would have to always know that the survivor was in the area. Now that part I did not like, but I didn't say nothing about it. I'm like, it's Dalton, a small place. We know who worked for who. We know by the description who she is. Her name is actually public knowledge. I never covered it on my channel because y'all know me. I'm scared I would mess something up. You know what I mean? I'm so scared I would mess something up. So that's why we don't cover Phenia over here. Phenia, I think I'm saying it wrong. But it was like almost like whoever did it, it was almost like this is the kickoff to Hell Week. It's almost like the grand prize game or something. Like, I didn't like that. I feel like, but if she liked it, that's okay. That's not what I had to do. I don't have to. The poor girl, they've been through enough. Okay, now let's get to Shay. I met Shay from Late Night Crew when he came to Chicago. I'm a woman of a particular age, so that cussing and that fussing and that smoking, because Shay is like younger than me. So I'm like, let me tell you something, sir. You won't be over here because the same thing. I won't just say Jediah. The same thing with Shay. If you call everybody else a bitch, I didn't watch his show a couple of times and he would jokingly call me a bitch. So the only thing about me, I know how to maneuver in a situation. So Jediah Brown come to town, don't bother me. Shay calling me a bitch don't bother me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not one, and I don't have to interact with Jediah if I want to. Okay. So let's read this point. Now, so this is what happened last night. I was at work. Now, you guys know, remember that whole week I was at work? It was hell week. And I was like, y'all, I'll be back. And if you guys follow me for a long time, because my mom did die and have a stroke, I became her caretaker. So I had been out of work. And what did I tell y'all? I lost everything, because I already had my independent business. I lost everything. I couldn't work. It's like if you're a hairstylist and you can't do hair every day and you just go through your savings, right? So I went through everything I had and all my savings, taking care of my mom, taking care of my parents, because they were really sick. It was just weird how they both got sick at the same time. So we're glad my dad is still with us. They both are in the hospital at the same time. It was a mess. Okay. So remember when I told y'all it was my first day back to work? Praise Jesus. And it ended up being on Hell Week. Now, because I have a more comfortable relationship with Shay, he know that. So let me tell y'all about Shay. When I was the first one to come on, I was not first one. When I came on YouTube, and we're talking about Late Night Crew, and I was talking about Dalton, and when Shay came to Dalton, Shay sent me some money via Cash App immediately. When he came to Dalton, he sent me a Cash App. When he was on YouTube, he told all the Late Night crew people to go over to my channel and super chat me. That was my first time getting a really good YouTube paycheck. I was able to pay my car insurance. You know what I mean? That's how much my YouTube check was. I was able to pay my car insurance, and it meant the world because I was having such a hard time. Now I'm back working. Y'all. I do talk to some people, like my good girlfriend. I talk to her. I talk to some people, and I'd be like, yeah, they'd be like, you at work? I'm like, yeah. And then I got off the phone. I'm like, y'all, I'm about to, because I learned this from Hannibal is Hungry. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take 3 DoorDash orders just for the day. 3 DoorDash orders today. Then I'll just let that money add up, and then that money will go to my gas tank too, because I have to travel for work, and I travel about an hour. So I'm like, that will go in my gas tank so I can make it through the week. So now life is starting to balance for me, if that makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get into it in a little bit. So that was me and Shay's relationship. I would tell him, Shay, I can't even put you on the loudspeaker on the TV because what if my grandson home? I can't have that. Like, so but when he talked to me like I'm Miss Burgundy with respect. That's fine. When Jediah came at Shay, I did not remember when he posted the plane ticket and he was like, I'm on my way. I did not get involved. When Shay went at Jediah, I did not get involved. However, when y'all are on my channel, I say, check out what Jediah posted today. Share what Jediah posted today. Letting people know what Jediah posted today. When I'm at the rally and Jediah is there, I'm talking to him, getting an interview. I'm bringing water and snacks. I'm not an advocate, and I'm not saying advocates have to do that, but I'm making sure everybody has water and snacks, right? Because I'm just Burgundy Blue and I'm a resident. So I know we out there, we can't pee, drink, or what if my sugar drop, right? And I'm just, that's ladies, ladies, we're nurturing like that, right? I'm making sure that I support my community, and I check in with the residents. And now that I am Burgundy Blue and people know me, some of the residents come to me if they need something, and I can put it out there. Okay. Um when I saw Shay when Shay said that Jediah posted a plane ticket, if you guys recall. Sorry, I don't have all those clips. And he said, I'm on my way to meet my fan. And then it's another guy that I think Shay is into it with. I don't know him, but I just keep out the way because, they're not really bothering me. And I'm not asking anybody to help me with Jediah Brown at all. Because this is what happens every time someone doesn't agree with Jediah Brown. So all that Burgundy Blue, I'm being responsive to you. Burgundy Blue, I'm now responsive. Do you guys get why he does that? It's because if you're on his side, I've told you guys over and over, he's cool, calm, and collected on camera. Okay. When you start, he could talk, he's handsome, he's charming, he's a good gatherer. Even when people say don't trust Jediah Brown, I would say, the thing about Jediah Brown, Dalton needs him because Dalton is not what you guys, is not a unified situation. It's not unified. Y'all, it's a lot of wheels behind this. It's a lot of wheels. If you don't get with the flow, if you're not part of the clique, and I hope y'all paying attention.
And I want to say, when I was saying Jedediah is handsome and charismatic, I meant directly towards the seniors. And I told you guys that before. When he walk up, he knows how to charm those seniors for sure. Not, it's not me in an attraction at all. He knows how to charm those seniors right up out they money. And it's not like when you get to Andrew Holmes. If Andrew Holmes walk up and say hello to you, it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? Especially when Andrew has such a strong standing in the community, and then now he has the assault over his head. So now he's a pariah in the community. You know what I mean? So it knocked him right on out the park. It's a lot of things. That's why some of the people that you saw on the front lines are being kicked to the side, because the people that feel like they're elevated here in the community, they would never hang with certain people you see them being kicked off to the side right now. They never agreed with them. When I see how they're being treated now, when they did a lot for the campaign, I already knew that was going to happen, because it's the way they look at you with um you have to meet a certain criteria. You can't we wear pink on Fridays, right? It's one of those things. Very mean girls. And that's what I mean by that. Just so you guys know, he's gone to charm you right on out your ATM card for sure.
I hope you're paying attention. You don't fit in. This makes me rethink a lot of why Jediah Brown is asked to come here sometimes, but I would never share that publicly, because let me tell you this. I'm not a advocate or a mayor, or I'm just a old lady with a computer. But my thing is, I'm gonna let James up. James has something to say. My thing, hey Lar, hey, my Lar. And I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. Hey, yeah. I'll get to it. I'm sorry, I'm not. I haven't gotten to that yet. It's a lot of.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm sorry, I'm here. Another thing I want to add is nothing for the seniors to do here. Some of the seniors, some, not all, but they feel like they're too young to go to the senior events. They don't want to do bingo. They don't want to eat ice, have an ice cream social. They feel like they're too young for that. So that's why now, if you notice, we have a upscale of, we're gonna have bingo and bidwits and bourbon. We're gonna have cigars and whiskey. We're gonna have, because that's entertainment, right? They feel a little like they're in the people. So one thing that he had was giving them something to do. So a lot of people who just run and attack, they had something to do. Um, and they felt like it was a purpose. It was a purpose to get Tiffany out without looking at facts, without doing anything, but just the board meetings became date night and movie night and a fun outing for a lot of the seniors in the community, unfortunate.
Moving parts when it comes to, so now we're going to talk about it. That's what I'm gonna say. It's kind of freedom when people do this, because now you could talk about it. So last night Shay was live. I was at work, so remember I told you guys, James, I'm coming, I'm gonna bring you up in a second. Remember I told you guys I started I started a second job overnight, right? So I'm trying to build back up what I had before. So um Shay was live, and when Shay come over here, guys, what does he do? Late night crew super chats. When I saw Shay live, now if you guys didn't know, Shay page is demonetized. One of his channels are taken, and I think he had 15,000 subscribers, and that page is deactivated. So he's starting for great he started from ground roots. Yesterday was the 23rd. We got our YouTube. Some people got their YouTube money. I got my first YouTube money. I super chatted not even a fourth of what Shay has given me throughout the month to help me cross that threshold. And I said, I'll be listening. I didn't know what was going on really with Shay channel when he did it. I had to catch up. I think if y'all see the super chat, I was at the beginning. So I was at the part when he was playing that little video I played. The more you F around, the more you're gonna find out. It's so funny to me. I love when that guy does that. And so I said, oh, Shay's live, and I super chatted. Now, where the super chat, because Jediah doesn't know YouTube, at what part the super chat falls at, you don't know. Shay could have been 4 hours into his video, and I'm at the beginning of his video. I wasn't watching it. I like to go to the beginning. So if I catch Della Creme Della or anybody, I go to the beginning and I start it over, and then I watch the live. Do I make sense? Let me bring James up. So let me, hey James, you're live. Hey James, you're live. Okay, we can't.
Okay,
There
yes, you can.
Hey James,
Hey,
how are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Oh my goodness, it's Friday. I'm at the end of the
Mhm.
season for work almost, so we ready to start the summer season.
Well, that's good, and congratulations on your other position that you have. I know you've been working and you haven't been around for a minute. I want to quickly say that without getting into personalities, I said that something like this was going to happen. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't quite know, but doing a little bit of research and searching and looking, the person that put the presentation together um, that Shay was presenting had the facts.
Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
can I put this? It You have to be Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. I don't even want to put those great gentlemen in that category that I'm talking about, not to see what this guy was doing. Like I told them, don't make this personal. If you make it personal, people have a tendency. We're people that take sides, and that's as people we take sides. Well, this is my friend, or this, or they can't be mine, or this and that. And there's some lying and truth in both on both sides. It seems like sometimes. I support Shay's broadcast. Yeah, he does a whole lot of outlandish stuff, but his information has come out to be accurate. I never known the guy to lie on anybody so far or anything. And even if he's listening to me, or whomever it is, this gentleman, Mr. I don't know if that's his real name or not, or whatever the case may be, but Mr. J, whatever, the man with the monkey. I started seeing the pattern when a narcissist is involved in something. That narcissist will do everything to prey upon the person that he feels that is weak enough for them to be influenced. And that's what he did. And if anybody has taken the time to listen and to hear you speak about your story, he saw an opportunity to use what you've been through to his advantage. This person does not care about anybody other than getting publicity for himself. This isn't his first YouTube ride. I mean, he's been on it, but he just, like you said, he doesn't really know how to operate it. But when he started hearing about the money that he could receive by getting super chats and all these other things, he jumped on it. When you're desperate for cash and people know your MO, and I'm surprised a lot of people in Chicago didn't know that this man had an MO of doing what he's doing, it makes a lot of sense to see the reaction of a person on, people can make all kind of accusations, but it's your reaction that gets me. And his reaction was that he was quiet in the bushes. I can't, you were doing accurate reporting. I don't know if, let me remember, something about there are black cars behind you and people are watching you.
Oh,
Do you remember? What was that about? And then I'm saying to myself, how does he know? What was he involved with this? And this is too personal. This is a political situation, and people are starting to make it personal because they want to recognize. They want to be recognized. They want to be seen, and then they want to be the person that is leading all the. His same MO is the same thing that was reported. I said all of that to say this to the people of Dolton and that area. People are coming now because this is top hot news. I'm in the South. This is hot news. Everybody is watching. Everybody's wondering, when is Tiffany going to jail? Who's going to holler first? And who's going to do this and that? And if people are watching, that means you're going to get some money for it, meaning that your views, and if you get 1,000, 15,000, 1,600, or whatever the case may be on one video, you're doing something. I'm going to say this. You've always been an honorable, respectable person. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. I'm saying that because people will take advantage. I don't care. The devil was pretty. Okay. He was a miraculous, beautiful creature, being that had influence over people. And the more and more, and all we do is look, oh, he's handsome. Oh, he looks good. He's this and that. And I'm not knocking him. He do whatever. I never look at a man that way. That ain't my business.
mhm.
But, oh, he's this and he's that. That's the hook. If I put the charm on you, if I let you be my son and I'll adopt you and I'll take care of you, he's out here doing this, he's out here doing that. Behind the scenes, he's a complete joker.
Mhm.
And please be careful, please, because you all be careful. Don't use your common sense, as my mother would say. Use your common sense and look and see. This man has to be financed by somebody, and he has to have a mechanism to do it. This GoFundMe fund, he never explained about this money that he got. The people that he had around him were some little kids or whatever the case may be. And I'm looking at it, who are these people? You know, who are these people? I wouldn't have these people to represent me. And the meeting of the Chicago Baptist Association ministers, when he walked, and when I saw that and realized, I remember that meeting. I remember something happening because the news had said something. It was years ago. But to see what was going on, that's not the type of tactics that you use. And his relative was in the room. So what am I saying? When you want somebody to agitate, when you want somebody to, the Trump thing it was staged. There were Trump had Secret Service back then. There was no way in the world that Jediah could have got that close without somebody letting him get that close to that podium. And I have been screening during stories and press conferences with Secret Service. There's only certain access that you have. How in the world did he get up on stage? So there's a security breach. Y'all got to use your mind now. Plus, this man, he had his own personal security. So you don't have Secret Service, and then somebody found a way to use this clown to their benefit. Well, we're going to go to Chicago, and knowing that no black people or real Democrats are going to that rally, we'll get him in here. We got to cause some stir and get some. Donald Trump and Jediah are the one and the same, because a narcissist does not care who they approach, who they destroy, as long as in the end result they get paid.
Yeah.
Listen, Burgundy, let me say this and I'm going to shut up. You have integrity. Keep your integrity. I hope y'all listening to me out there, and your chat listens. Keep your integrity. You don't have to sell your soul to the devil to be successful in this life. If you continue to do that you're doing, and continuing to make aware of the things that you have been through, your story needs to be told. I sent you an email. I got a new radio station, so I want you on. I want you on, and I want you to let your chat know. Y'all don't be no fools, please. Please don't let nobody make a fool out of you. This man is dangerous. He's very, very dangerous. He's vindictive. I woke up and I saw this message and I immediately had to say something. I saw the whole live last night. I was so tired. And the thing that Mr. Shay does is, we had nothing for the people that didn't know what kind of person Jed was or did any kind of research. All they seen was somebody with a bullhorn and a pan hollering, and a guy going to seemingly get the receipts on Andrew Holmes in Las Vegas. Well, nobody knew that they worked together, that they ran in the same circles. You see, me and my friend, we run in the same circle. Something happened to me where I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity, and I could be the top advocate in Chicago for all of the murders. And the poor families that have to go through this bullcrap of chasing them and making them do anything. His cousin, the young lady that moved away, is not crazy. Is not crazy. That girl is not crazy. Jediah is a nut. Something is wrong with him. He saw opportunity on YouTube to make him some money, and he's going to milk it until it's milked dry. My thing is, please keep your integrity. That's all you have. Good looks fade. You can go buy you some hair. You can go buy you some hair dye, and a man can dress up and try to look like he's 15 and he's 50, whatever the case may be. As my mother would say, if you keep living, you'll see. Keep your integrity. Your integrity never gets old, but you can lose your integrity dealing with people that don't have any. I'm going to leave you with this part here unless you got any questions. We'll talk. Ray Charles's movie, great movie. His mother said, as the lady was cheating her with the laundry, say, you scratch your lie, find your thief. I've been scratching and we found the thief. He is worse than a thief. And for those that hear you and respect you, people respect you. And to those trustees, he's using you. To Miss Avon, and when I saw Shay put the pictures of the people that are supporting this idiot outright, now we got a political situation in Dalton. That means that those people that were standing up, the 4 trustees that were standing up, are now in question, except Mr. House. And if he's smart, stay away from the idiots. Now you put a taint on some good people. Miss Belcher is a nice lady and a well-informed person. Miss Norwood and Miss Brown. These ladies stood in front of cameras when they were going up under some of the worst situations, and probably was the only voices in the room. Where were the men? Stan Brown sitting there looking like a boll weevil.
All the time.
Never mind Andrew Holmes. He ain't coming out. He has so many threats on his life. He can't do advocacy. Even though he got fired, he can't just walk around anymore. He don't have the luxury of having 4 police officers in a car. He's in danger. So what I'm saying is, If you mess with the devil, you're going to be a part of them. If you hit that, my mother had a stove and she would have a straightening comb. For those of y'all that don't know anything about that, back in the day, and my sisters hated it. And I wanted to see what it looked like. And I put my hand up there and burnt. She said, how many times did I tell you that you was going to get burnt? Okay, Burgundy, your hand got burnt. Don't get your whole body burnt up with this guy. Don't get more injury with this guy.
Yeah.
Heal, go forward. You know what you're dealing with. You don't have to watch over your back. Ain't nobody thinking about killing nobody and all these. The only threats that I've seen were coming from the people that's been exposed. And he'll put something out on you. I want him to come for me because I got something for him in a journalistic way. As you see, he doesn't mess with Fox 13. He doesn't mess with Channel 9. You don't mess with legitimate journalists that knows what they're doing, because why? We have access to sources and people that know your dirt. I'm not a gossip journalist. I'm not TMZ or anything. I want to see what the real concerns of the people and how can we get the word out to help them. And you have been a big part of that. And I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry. I had.
No, you good, James. I appreciate you. And we'll talk. I'm going to email you back.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
That was pretty cool to hear from James Mack. So after this, and I will say that we did keep our integrity because we just stayed the way we were. Like, we're not folding. Hey, we're going to talk about it the way we want to talk about it. And I appreciate y'all sticking with me. James Mack, he does have a show, Mac Man in the Morning. So he's still over there if you want to go to Mac Man in the Morning. And yeah, he just, it just got messy over here. So him, like many, they just was like, no, it got so messy over here. So, we can't be wrong. We can't point fingers at anybody that want to protect themselves at that time.
James MC, your man on the street. So I appreciate that. Hey, Choose Compassion, girl. I'm so glad we had a good time last night because I woke up to this. We had such a good time talking to fashions, talking about how cute Kiana Belcher looked with her beach waves, and talking about I'm about to say Pastor Steve. He seemed like a pastor sometime, right? Trustee Ed Steve crisp shirt. Okay, so back to this. So James Mack said something like, don't go. Okay, let me tell you why I could never go back and forth. So anybody that know me know I grew up in Dalton, right? So I don't have no record or nothing crazy or anything like that. But if somebody was to be like, oh, look, I know Burgundy Blue, she was the PP girl in school or something like that. You know how people be like, that's the PP boy. I would have to be like, who told you that? You find out and then repeat back, bone carry back. Well, that person did this with officer so-and-so, or this person is and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because my community is important to me. The people in my community, I'm falling in love with Dalton all over again after I started to meet the people in my community. Another thing that happened was, yeah, he did. When did you guys get to catch okay, so I always say I'm a little old lady with a computer, right? I don't have anything much going on, right? When it comes to social media, and that's when we got light with it. We were like, man, stuff is becoming sticky. It's so funny. I was like, stuff is becoming sticky and it's becoming yucky. I want to address some of the things in the chat. A lot of people are talking about oh, Miss Yaya, I don't know if you could see me. If you do, I have any mods in the chat? I think my chat is getting spammed because you keep typing, and I'm not sure because I'm learning YouTube as well.
And this is that's that Darkest Williams lady that was just, she kept on repeating something in the chat, and we was like, damn. And then it was not till later we saw that she was just going off for no reason, for whatever, on Dalton politics. So that was the Miss Jaya later.
So I'm gonna put this up here. Jediah was asked, and you know, you my girl, we go back and forth. Jediah was asked to come to Dalton. Do please just okay, so this is the thing. Let's say Miss Mary asked Jediah to come to Dalton. Miss Mary is not in charge of Dalton. Okay, and you know I like Miss Mary Avon, but she's not in charge of Dalton. So Dalton is very separate. We have a young man. I don't know if you guys ever pay attention. Jediah is the most popular person that has come to Dalton to advocate for Dalton. But we have Rabbi. He's out at every rally, making sure that all the victims and the survivors' families are known, that he gives their support. He's out at every rally. He's out there protesting for Alexis Wilson. He's out there praying for the people, but he keeps a low profile. So we do have other people that came out. So I'm just giving you an example. Do I think, and I'm going by Miss Yaya Williams, I've said this forever, do I think that Jediah was needed to come to Dalton? Yes, to bring to gather everybody. So both can be true. Dalton is not a place. These people have been fighting for 2 years, right? It's a reason. It's a reason. It's not a place of unity. Okay, you probably could see the bubble gum, and you could see the Star Spangled Banner or whatever you want to do in the sky, the ribbon in the sky. But it's not a place where people not gonna. Anybody from Chicago in the chat? You on the South Side? Somebody be like, it's like one of them places you ever. Why is she looking at me funny? Looking, they over here. It's like that so you have to go to your neighbor and be like, hello. I've been in Dalton a long time. I didn't know who Miss Hill was. I didn't know who Miss Avon was. It's like that. So Jediah is necessary because he reached the masses of Chicago. And when we heard that Jediah was coming up there, that is something to see because he is an advocate, but he's entertaining, right? So people came together to see that. Just like Late Night Crew, when he said he was coming to Dalton, I know it was the same time that Lori Lightfoot was coming to Dalton, but Shay did have a huge turnout. He did have people that came just to see him. Does that make sense? Okay. Hey, exactly, Erica. I think he's mad because I super chatted Shay last night, and I guess when you know how super chats work, exactly, Erica. I was listening to. I had my TV on pause. I was working, and I saw Shay was live. Now, when Shay, I was at the beginning of the story. So when you super chat, Shay could have been at 3 hours in, and I could have super chatted. I don't know because I haven't finished Shay's story actually. But Shay I'm not going to turn my back and say I don't like Shay. And I'm not going to say, y'all, if Jediah threatening me, he better not come to Dalton. I'm not going to say that because I see what they're both trying to do in the movement. That's just my personality. So I don't have to. I would urge you guys, even though this is going on, you don't have to pick a burgundy blue side. You have to pick the side that you see. Because what do we always say as we're friends? We learn it together. I always tell y'all, I'm learning this politics together. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you really think, as a public, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Tiffany, now we taking Andrew Holmes away, right? Let's take Tiffany and Andrew out the equation. I'm gonna be honest. Stan Brown, he just don't say nothing. He ain't wrong. He just don't say nothing. But we're gonna take him out. Do you really think that it's only in the politics? I mean, elected officials. Do you only think that Tiffany and Andrew were the bad seeds? Put a 1 in the chat if so. Put a 2 in the chat if no. I'm saying, did you only think that Andrew and Tiffany were the only bad seeds in the whole elected official reign? I'm just asking. I want to know your thoughts. It's not that cut and dry. The common goal for everybody is to get Tiffany out of office. We pulling license plates. We giving 48-hour notices. We let me put this up. I got this. I think I got the okay. I was making sure I got the okay. Let me put this up right quick. This is the second part of this. Let's get to this part. Shout out. I saw some comments. I want to talk about money right quick. Everybody pocket watching. Everybody's like, well, Shay, I saw something. My girl, Miss Jediah, she said, and you know, me and Miss Jediah, she has a difference of opinion. And that's another thing about this channel. You are welcome. I'm not the end all be all of Dalton. I'm just talking about it like everybody else. I'm learning to be more involved like everybody else. I'm a sister over here that's struggling trying to get her life together after all, like life be lifing. You ever had something happen that through what they say, tell God your plans and he'll laugh, right? So I'm just somebody over here trying to get it together. Okay. So let's go to, so you guys think for yourselves. And what do I tell you guys too? I say, listen to Shay and listen to Jediah. Listen to Pink Book Lessons. Listen to Nate the lawyer, who's a Republican. Listen to Hannibal. And go over here and make sure you watch Channel 5 and listen to Regina Waldrop. You know what I mean? Make an informed decision by listening to everybody. And you know why you should do that? Miss Hill's son was kicked out of the Easter egg event, right? Miss Marquita was pulled over and she asked for a white shirt 3 or 4 times. If people, by Lacey, if people don't have their cameras on them, you'd only see one side. So we would have saw Tiffany Henyard tell us that the Easter egg event went off without a hitch if Miss Cheryl wouldn't have had the camera footage. You have to look at everybody. I'm not the end all be all. Shay not the end all be all. And Jediah gonna be moving on soon. So that's what it is. Okay. And this is another thing. I don't know what part of advocacy this is. You know what I mean? Let me see if I got this right. Okay. So this is this.
This is so funny because you could see in the chat, the cool thing about this chat, you could see where people change their names. And also you could, I guess YouTube updated. And also you could see who blocked you. What Ted blocked me for? What I do to Ted? Y'all hit the like button. I just looked up and I'm like, okay, people are talking to each other. Then I'm looking at who I had as mods, like, girl, what was you doing? Weird. It's just so funny. It's so funny to see all this.
Same issue. So this was, shout out to Hannibal. He's a critical thinker in his own right, but just the fact, advocacy CIU. You guys go back to that interview with Jediah. You guys go back to that interview I had with Jediah when he called in and he fainted, and I was like, dang, like, dude, get some rest. Like, I saw him, and what did I say that day? I said I saw him give people the time and listen to them as long as they wanted to, because he's a good gatherer. That's Jediah's gift. Dalton is not a place where people would be unified. Nobody could have pulled off a whole week of Hell Week but Jediah, because it wouldn't have had as much effect if, and it's sad, if Kiana Belcher would say we do a Hell Week, it wouldn't have been as much of an effect. You know what I mean? Because he has more room. But look at this. Has an advocacy CIU came right back. Now, I met him in person. He explained everything. And I didn't want the back and forth. But isn't this it? Investigation into Burgundy Blue Commentary. And Hannibal said, for what reason, may I ask? So shout out to him. Shout out to him. I that is really interesting. I appreciate it, Hannibal. And that doesn't put Hannibal in the middle of anything, but he was one of the comments that was Like what for? Because you have to keep an open mind. You have to keep an open mind when y'all just went live and said, "Oh, Hannibal is the best YouTuber," and then you put all the trustees in it, and then you what they do? Cash app the trustees, cash app Hannibal, I guess the trustees and Jediah. So you have to realize now it's turned to the trustees and Jediah when they did that, right? So it was almost like now we then forgot about Shay. Like I said, I just met Shay. I don't know Shay. Y'all know I love me some. Y'all know my people I wanted to meet. I love me some Shawan Burns. You know,
And let me say this, Futureberg here. Not too much on Shay because at this time I didn't know Shay. And I will say this, so glad I made the right decision. I'm so glad I went with my gut and it wasn't even a thought that A, you guys are not going to tell me who I can and cannot talk to. B, this guy is a good person. And the Shay we see on the internet is still a good guy, but the Shay you meet in person is even a better guy. So yeah, not too much on Shay, old school Berg, but yeah, I'm so glad I made that decision. Not even knowing him, it was just God's plan that I was like, okay, I am not. And y'all have to realize I had to denounce Shay. Didn't know Shay. Didn't know him at all. Younger than me, very entertaining, family guy. Didn't know him. Great decision. And I'm thankful that God led me on that path. And like I said, it wasn't a thought. I just didn't know him.
it's another girl. She's doing pretty good. She's new, and she thinks outside the box.
Remember, I think I'm about to say, oh my God, y'all, this is May 24th. And if I remember, I think I'm about to say the new girl is Grace Levi. This is May 24th, and I'm about to say it's a new girl and shout out her channel.
I can't think of her name. She's a new girl, but she also does taxes and stuff. So like when I see somebody, I follow all their channels because I'm like, oh, I might get tired of the Dalton stuff, but I might want to listen to real estate and taxes just to hear your voice. She sounds like she's from New York. I can't think of her name, but she just started up. She's pretty cool. She did a video on me, and I didn't even get. I was like, okay, she's thinking for herself. Let's talk. That is pretty cool. Um, um, what I want to say, but that investigate and advocate, it popped right back up again, didn't it? I said, do we trust this person? What you're telling us not to trust this person, but now he's in I'm sorry, advocacy cyber investigations unit. Now he's part of investigate and advocate again. He's in the chat, and he explained to me. We had a private conversation, I believe, because we were off the record. So he explained to me what happened with him and Jediah and Flint, and that was it. I was like, okay, all right, thanks for explaining it. I'm glad y'all was able to squash it, and that was it. I moved on. This is very interesting because if this happens to me, it happens to you. Do you get what I'm saying? And and I thought that about everybody else when
Y'all, I have to pause this, but can you imagine me being like having my show and being INA? Like, let's say I would have went down a whole different path. Can y'all imagine that? I can't, but I was just listening to myself like, can you imagine if I would have gave in to the bullying and be like, okay, I'll stop talking to Shay. I denounce LNC. and just became like a INA 24-hour reporter. Whoa.
And I started to see, oh, now we got to go into Kamal ex-wife, and now we got to go into this person baby daddy. And I'm not speaking of just Jediah, but all the stuff that was going on in Dalton politics as well. Now we got why we just can't talk about the matters at hand. But it's because Dalton kind of messy too. I just have to say it. Dalton kind of messy too. So it wasn't that I was, and was this I just crazy. Just the way you would even start this train. The way you would even start this train. And like I said, this does not make Hannibal on my side or anything like that. I just thought it was really cool that he asked, for what reason? What reason do you want to investigate Burgundy Blue Commentary? Because I super chatted Shay. Yeah. And there we have it. Freedom of speech is not welcome in Dalton. Y'all remember this day? Remember this day? Freedom of press is not welcome in Dalton. It is what it is. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. They don't want you saying nothing unless you on their team. It's definitely a clique society. Don't be fooled. I hope it gets. I hope they break from that. I really do, before the next election time. I'm not a popular YouTuber. Actually, when Jediah did this post, I lost. Not only did I get hate mail immediately, when he did this post immediately, and we're gonna go over some of the hateful comments. I got hate mail, and on top of that, this is the first time I've ever had somebody threaten my life because somebody made a post. I'm laughing. I am cracking up. Like, what? This is how powerful Jediah is. Somebody wants to eat me because Jediah made a post. What in the weirdo F is this? What in the middle of the night? Well, it was the middle of the night, so I was working, I guess, when this happened. And then I had to get me some sleep because I gotta get up today, and thank the Lord I'm able to do it all over again. But what kind of weirdos are you guys? And I'm not somebody that walk around with fear in my heart. I'm not someone that does that, because I do the right thing for people. I love people. I do the right thing. I'm the type of person that, we in this together. So Dalton, I'm still in it with you. We're gonna have to just deal with this on voting day, because let me tell you something. A lot of people that's covering this is not gonna make it to November voting. Like they're gonna get tired and bored because they're gonna run out of stuff to bring the salacious and the gossipiness about, right? I will put this out here though. As a citizen of Dalton, trustees, y'all cool with this? Because now it's not one YouTuber, it's two. So now it was Shay, and we know Shay is colorful in his own way. I'm not saying that Shay is perfect. Now you got Jediah. Y'all cool with this? Miss Mary Avon, you're cool with this? And I'm asking, are you cool with this? That means y'all know how I look at my Brittany Norwood. If it's one person that I will be volunteering.
And they were all full of crap. Because every one of them they were cool with it because they had something to get. I mean, down to the part where they threatened Shay on the internet across state lines. They all had something they were trying to get while telling the public, oh, we don't want anything but the best for the residents. And we see it happening now with the other people running and saying, oh, in my heart, I believe these people are criminals. They're only running to say I'm better than Tiffany. That's why I'm actually glad Tiffany is gone. It was one thing Shay used to say, you can't wash yourself, I think that's the quote, in Tiffany's sins, or absolve yourself in Tiffany's sins. That's not going to happen. And hopefully people will start to see who these people really are and what they will really do to win. They will stomp their mama out to win a seat and be in the public eye. And the people on YouTube, you actually have the key to stop the residents from suffering under these people's thumbs that just want power. And that is it. That is it. What happened to Shay for him to have this full-time business that was already thriving before he covered Dalton, for y'all to shut that down because he didn't do, or you guys thought and y'all knew he would not do what you wanted him to do, like a lot of the other YouTubers, for a couple of dollars a month. He was already successful. Before the Advocate came, everybody was really successful in this game, no matter what your opinion was. We were visiting. Remember when we would see each other in each other's chats all the time? Then it had to be a dividing line. You're either part of this crew or you part of that crew. And people had to go where the money was. It was no proof of nothing that Tiffany Hilliard took a dang on thing yet. Still no proof.
Volunteering my time for. That's Miss Brittany Norwood when she runs again. I think she holds great composure. Y'all know I look at Brittany Norwood like this. I'm like, Brittany, you go, girl. I'm so proud of you. Everything. But trustees, that means Kiana Belcher. That means Dr. Not a trustee, but the PR person for the trustees, right? Allegedly, I guess. Dr. Nikita, you cool with this? Are you cool with this? Because now you got two YouTubers down, and you have officially picked a side with Jediah Brown. It is what it is. Okay? You cool with this? So for the people that don't know, and I just got 228 people in here. So let's go. I don't even know what he's talking about right here. So maybe y'all can help me. Oh, before I get to this, because it's been 55 minutes, y'all y'all know how I get.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just acting.
I'm getting long-winded. I see a lot of people talking about money in the chat. Oh, everybody's doing it for money. Everybody's doing it for money. Oh, they making money. People be pocking watching. You know how much my YouTube check was? I paid my car insurance. I still had to add money. A lot of times when
the subject of money only came up. The subject of money only came up if you were not for Tiffany. But if you were anti-Tiffany, calling her, what was the nicknames they used to call Tiffany? It was so many. Super Mayor. Well, that's her name. What was it? Tiffany Tahoe, Pork Chop Mayor, Super Stupid, Little Stank, all that stuff. All the names they called her online, the Ghetto Mayor, some racist things they said, and people, black people didn't care as long as you were against Tiffany. And nothing has been proven. Nothing. Like, I just want one thing. Just one thing. And no one's saying Tiffany's perfect and she was a great mayor and she was, no one's saying that. But when someone's not proven guilty of anything, when do we drop? This is so weird. The public can make the people they want guilty, and the people they don't want, the people that they can make whoever they want guilty. And they can make whoever they want innocent. So when y'all was mad because Tiffany hired the the sex offender guy, they were so mad. And as soon as the trustees said, "Oh, they cool," he's the best person ever in the world. Like, I think I get more frustrated that we have such a weak community. It's just so weird. And like, but y'all was against him, even though he paid his debt to society. Y'all was against him then. But now, if the trustees say he cool, he cool. And if somebody drop a case over here, it's like, nah, he's still guilty. If Tiffany's not proving anything, she's still guilty in my heart. Napoleon Harris, he didn't do anything criminal. However, what did he do? Hide his salary in that bill. It's okay. He had his reasons. Y'all don't ever think you should buy a house here and live here. This is the weakest community. I would love to see the other communities check on your municipality and see if this kind of stuff is happening there, where everything is smoke and mirrors.
You talk about stuff like this, you might be it might get a yellow dollar sign, it may be demonetized. I'm learning, like I'm talking about this and you use certain words and YouTube demonetize you. So I'm not making tens of thousands of dollars on YouTube. I'm not the most popular YouTuber. We're just having fun. It's a hobby. I hope to get there one day. So I woke up this morning and this happened, and the people that had hate to say and stuff, they unsubscribed. That's fine, because guess what? Freedom of speech, unless you threaten me. Okay, if you threaten me, that's not cool. But freedom of speech to say what you want to say. And that's the problem with Dalton. I was watching Trina Downs' interview on Della Creme Della, and she said something. She said, that's the problem with Dalton. You can't say nothing. Somebody was saying something about Trina Downs in the comments, and Della tried to shut it down, I believe. And she was like, that's the problem. You can't have freedom of effing speech. That's the problem. And it's true. Like, if you're not part of this clique, you don't, we ganging up on you. And this is all ages, all sizes. It's ridiculous, you guys. Oh, look, I sound like R. Kelly. Is this thing on? Is this thing recorded? Open your eyes and really look for yourself. I don't want to have to tell you who the key players are, but look at what's happening and how it's placed and what happens. Now, it's all good. It's all good when they say, it was this lady, she was in Shay chat or Jazz chat, and she was like, I'm a 28-year-old woman that almost died in childbirth, and this is how Shay talked to me. But it's okay for you to talk to anybody you want to any kind of way, because you had a little hardship, a lot of hardship. That's a hardship, right? And still, I had my heart go out to her. That's how my mother passed away. My second mother passed away in childbirth. Who I got adopted. I got adopted through her. She passed away. That's how we moved to Dolton. My dad was a single dad, and then he remarried. In childbirth. So my heart, my mother had a brain aneurysm during childbirth. So I, with my little brother. So dang, my dad lost 2 kids. See, I was only 6 at that time, so I didn't remember that. So just giving you a little bit of my history, right? This is scary. This is real life. We deal with real life. My dad, my uncle, my friends, my loved ones, they don't have nothing to do with my YouTube channel. But if we was to say something, and Jediah Brown, I heard one video, because I listened in my ear. He was like, my mom was in her sick bed. So your mom was in her sick bed at one point, and you were stressing out about situations. But it's okay we have to have sympathy for that. But we can't have sympathy for anybody else if they have a hard time, right? It's really interesting. So this has turned into exactly what Tiffany Henyard wants. She wants everybody to be divided. And like I said, it didn't just start there. It started with all the little stuff. We got this person. Y'all, we need background on these license plates. Oh, we need a business license here. Oh, well, this person got a PPP loan. Wait a minute. How much money is left in the Dalton budget? Are we about to be like Ford Heights? That's my question. How much money is left? It's Andrew Holmes. Why is he still walking around if he did what he did? That poor girl, she got to still go to Food for Less, and she might run into Andrew Holmes. Y'all know Andrew Holmes still walking around Dalton like his regular. And from what I understand, for Nia Dukes, she still live in Dalton, right? So she could go to get some gas in her car, and she could potentially run into Andrew Holmes. Do y'all understand how close this is? This is some real life stuff. This is some real, my heart go out to think that girl can sit up there, go to Walgreens, pick up her vitamins, and then Andrew Holmes in line getting whatever he got to get. And nobody's there to protect her. But no, we worried about why her GoFundMe didn't make 10,000. Okay, let's go on back to this is Crabs of a Barrel Mess and Get It Together. This is, you are right about this, Stephanie White. So this is definitely so that's what happened last night. So this is all because I super chatted Shay during his live. That's it. Just like Shay come over here and super chat me. Shay, y'all done seen him. Y'all done seen him drop memberships. Y'all done seen him drop cash. Shay is definitely a supporter of the channel. Now, when we go back to it, now it's okay. Well, everybody's like, oh, well, Shay get money, his cash. How much y'all know Shay? Who visually know how much Shay get? I don't know. But how much do people know how much Jediah making? I don't know. So why are we watching what everybody making? I'm just concerned that I can make it to the next month until I can get things better. You know what I mean? Why are we sitting over here worry about what people are super chatting? I thank you. I don't time out anybody. I really don't. No, I did. I timed out somebody else saying something negative about somebody else. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you get shut up and attacked. Okay, let's read this together because and I appreciate y'all. 242 people in here. Do me a favor, like the video because we're gonna keep on going, right? Oh, and I had to have a memorial service for Travis. Who's Travis, y'all? Was that the cousin baby? I don't know. I got to go back because I didn't finish Shay video because his mother refused to give our family one in Chicago. Oh, where was the baby at? See, I hate when I read stuff because now I want to know. She literally had a bipolar episode instructing him to be burned. Burned? Does he mean cremated? Because that gave me chills. I never got to say goodbye to the child who co-raised and nothing could ever heal that pain. Okay. I'm not gonna let him get away with exploiting my family in this matter. Okay. Now I want to stop right there. If I'm not mistaken, because I forgive me, Shay, these lives be long. Della, these like I be sitting over here like I be chopping it up in 2 and 3 sections because I know it's long because you have to explain stuff, right? So I haven't. Imagine me doing YouTube, then I have to catch up on everybody else. Like I think the most person, it's one lady I really like. I don't want to throw her. I already said her name once, but I want to say, but it's one young lady I really like, and I'll listen to her in the morning while I'm getting ready. So she might go live. I'll jump in and super chatter, and then I listen because she does analyzing Dalton stuff. So I watch her because I like her and I go over there. But I'm not gonna let him get away with exploiting my family in this manner. I have a question. Wasn't that something that happened in the past? And wasn't that another YouTuber that was making videos about Jed? I don't think Shay made the video. I think he's playing the video somebody else made, right? So that is what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I think Shay is playing a video that somebody else made and he's doing reaction to the video, right? So I don't think I think that's something that happened years ago. So you have to be mad at who made the video, in my opinion. Okay, it's off the internet now on this end threat. And literally, fuck Burgundy Blue, compensating that kind of behavior and pretending to be busy during Hell Week. Now, y'all know, if y'all follow me, what was going on. So let me explain Hell Week. It was rescheduled. If you guys recall, put a 1 if you follow Jediah and you remember Hell Week being rescheduled like twice or 3 times. Hell Week was supposed to be 1 week, then it was supposed to be another week. We waited. Then they popped up with Hell Week. Well, the day they popped up with Hell Week, what happened? I was working. I was taking care of my family member that was sick. And y'all remember that because what? In the group, I went live from the hospital, and we didn't know what was gonna happen, right? So I was live in the hospital explaining to y'all why I would not be there, right? Okay. Do you remember that, Mara? Let me know if y'all. Oh, thank you, thank you, Tiffany Barbie. You remember it was like. And remember, I was like, man, it's my first day. I can't lose this job. But now I'm here. I was so overwhelmed, but I'm the only caretaker available for this person. So I can't leave them. And then I can't lose my job. I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. And we were just talking about it. But literally, fuck Burgundy Blue compensating that kind of behavior. Now I want to pause that again. It's okay if you post an airline ticket saying you're going to threaten him or whatever, and I'm not taking up for Shay, or post about his wife or whatever, and you get super chats and people still support you and like you and follow you. But if Shay do something, we don't have that same luxury of freedom to support, even though not trying to backpedal and coochie pop. I would super chat at Shay when I saw that man say, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. That's when I sent my super chat. And I think I told the audience, I said, you guys catching up, hey, late night crew and Shay. I don't know when you do that, Shay could have been 2 or 3 hours in. I like to start my live videos from the beginning. If I watch anybody in their live, I super chat, then I go to the beginning of the video and I watch it. So I'm not missing the context of the video. Okay. Fuck Burgundy Blue for compensating that kind of behavior and pretending to be busy during Hell Week, which I don't give a fuck, but literally feel valued in a video defaming me and exploiting my clinically mentally ill relative is effing sick and weak as hell. What's OMS? I'm old, y'all. Is that in my opinion? What is that? What's OMS? I draw a line in the sand. Blatant threat right there in that paragraph. It's off the internet now. Blatant threat. So now you mean to tell me, trustees, you cool with this? Jediah coming to town, threatening a citizen of Dalton, tax-paying, big family. When I mean big family, meaning that's sowing money into the village. All our money is recycled into the village because our family lineage go back, 36 years? 38 years? And y'all cool with that? Y'all, I need an answer. I am asking, y'all cool with that? Let me know if you're cool with that. I draw a line in the sand. Dude cursed out the trustees and Dalton residents simply for having my back while we stay focused together on their fight, and her weak ass feel connected to that piece of shit. Now, when did I say I felt? Oh, I said something like, that's our line. Oh, I said this. Oh,
that I have felt the most connected and valued.
That's our line. We crack up at that. So that's what he's talking. I'm like, when did I say I felt connected? Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, thank you. Shay makes me feel or whatever I said, but the whole thing was that line, connected and valued. That was my whole thing. It's the line that we got from the crayon writing report.
That I have felt the most connected and valued.
And I did that because so I can explain to you guys why I said connected and valued. Shay used this thing that we use over here all the time, but he gave the whole video. I never saw the whole video.
You can see the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
So remember, guys, I was at the beginning of the video, and that's when I super chatted Shay. But the comments keep rolling, so he got it at a different time in his broadcast. And I haven't even finished watching Shay's video. I usually put him in my ear, so I haven't gotten to that part where he got to the part when he got to my super chat. And also, again, I have the right, I have the freedom. The $19.99 I sent Shay, which Google gonna take 30% of. His channel is demonetized. I want to show him support. he's still covering Dalton in some kind of way. And I think that everybody that covers Dalton is giving you a different view and is keeping eyes on Dalton, because we're in a bad shape. We're in a bad way. We still haven't gotten the receipts, guys. The whole reason this is Dalton trustees, they started a YouTube page. Make sure you go follow it. They had a short video with Kiana Belcher. We went over it yesterday and we had fun and we made it light and fun. It was only 11 minutes, but she explained to us it has been since September of last year where we saw financials. That's scary. That's really scary. We don't know what, like, we could end up, like I said, like Ford Heights, which we were told was one of the most poorest cities in the United States. This is very interesting. Let's get back to what Lars said. Lars NCM, thanks for the $10 super sticker. Justice for Fenia, exactly. Justice for Alexis, justice for Tavares Davis, and let's not forget Christopher Ward. Thank you for that, Lar. That's what we should be doing. Y'all, people, hey Lucille, hey. Who's messing with my Lucille? Y'all better not be in there messing with my Lucille. Hey, Succeeding. Let's read what she has to say. Why can't everyone just get along? It's very uncomfortable for those of us that just want to support Dalton and enjoy valuable content. Yeah. And again, even though this happened, you guys make sure you follow who you want to, you support who you want to. Because I think one thing that we're getting out of this is that we're learning that those constitutional freedoms we thought we had, apparently we don't. Apparently we don't, right? So I'm gonna bring Lar up. Lar just called in. We appreciate Lar. You know, just keep. Wait, what's $4.99 what's happening? What's $4.99? Oh yeah. I saw that people were telling me that. Let me bring Lar up. Hey Lar, welcome, you live.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, that's all. It's going. The on is going, Lar.
Just wanted to call.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you back, Lar. Go ahead.
I just want to say that, you know, the focus needs, in my opinion, and, you know, I'm not there, but in my opinion, the focus needs to not get diluted or distracted from those that are in trouble. Who are the people that
Uh-oh, we lost Lar. We lost Lar. Let's see. Maybe he'll call back. I think it's the signal. It sounds like he's driving. Yeah, nobody's making excuses for Shay. Nobody's making excuses for Shay. If Shay did something and he made his bed and he has to lay it in it, that's one thing. I think we're speaking of freedom of speech if you want to. I want to bring if Jared was asked to come to Dalton by the trustees, then does that technically make him a contractor of a public official? And can he be sanctioned for threatening residents? Good question. Somebody had Ella. We're fair over here. It appeared you picked a side, being that you saw the title of the video and still proceeded to jump in the middle by super chatting. Just my observation. I enjoy your content, by the way. I didn't think of it like that. Y'all, if y'all follow me, y'all know I'd be like, y'all tell me how you feel. I didn't think of it like that. That could be viewed that way. Thanks, Ella. Thanks for that. Let's see. We get attacked. Okay, this was a great one. JB said, let's watch Dalton in 20 years. What would be the demographic, housing prices, taxes? I think Tiff is being directed to rob the bit. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny that people say that the rumor, you know, a lot of things, it's like Dalton's going to be like this urban legend, right? They're going to have all these rumors. They said that Tiffany could be the fall guy for something else, like that's what they said, like the rumor. It could be. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, we're y'all know I get that from Tiffany. At the end of the day, we're just somebody looking in. We're just on the outside looking in. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Everything we're going through is just what's being told to us, right? So, Lars back. I'm gonna bring him back up so he could say what he had to do. Hey, Reality Check TV. Yeah, I love me some Tyrant Terminator. Cecile said, just because a person super chats doesn't mean they are watching the entire video, but all content creators do have make sure they understand the full content. Yeah, I wasn't, like, honestly, I saw Shay was live, and now that I had to go back, Ella, I went back to look at the title, right? You're right. I never paid attention. It's just I was at work, not backpedaling and coochie popping, but I didn't see how you could view it like that and succeed. And you're right too. That's why I love our channel, because we're able to talk. You can talk to me. You could be like, Berg, I feel like this, I feel like that. And I could be like, well, no, that's not my intent. But now I can see, like Ella said, I can see how you saw it. Okay, I can see that way. Mara says, I was just about to say, I watch Shay, I watch Jediah, I watch everyone. I think everyone has seen me everywhere. It doesn't mean we agree with everything. The same here. I don't agree with everything. Like, for sure, I didn't agree with that airline ticket being posted or things like that. But but that don't mean I'm gonna denounce Shay just because he said something, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna tell y'all to stop following Jediah if that's what y'all are viewing his content. You have your own brains and your own freedom to do what you want to do. Let's get to Laura, then we'll get to I want to talk about this. Shay, maybe you can cover that. It's not my job to shout out. Okay, Shay came over here and super chatted. Now y'all don't go unfollow Shay because he super chatted. Now Shay, what point in the video are you on? I'm not even sure if you can hear my voice. You might have started over, but I'm assuming he started over because that's when I was talking about somebody losing their child. And if I'm not mistaken, and Shay, forgive me, I listen to people, right? I think Shay lost, like, one of his children lost his entire family. Okay. All right. Remember, so we're looking at Shay like at one way, but allegedly, and Shay, if I'm wrong when you play this, I will take it down. Shay lost his entire family. I mean, not Shay lost, Shay's child lost their entire family. So is it okay for Jediah to lose a son he co-parented or co-raised, or however he put it? And he could say what he want to say because he lost somebody, but Shay's child lost an entire one side of his family is wiped out. Like, y'all gotta make it make sense. Let me bring up Laura, then Choose Compassion. I'm bringing you up as well, honey. So we're bringing them both up. Laura, you live, and Choose Compassion, you up here too, babe.
Hey,
Hey.
I just wanted to say that, I'm an outsider. I'm all the way out here in California. And I think it's important to remain focused on who's in trouble, who's got a grand juries against them, and who are the ones that are facing federal charges. That's from me out here. So Henyard, Lacey, those are the people that I focus on. They got to go because they're damaging the community. Anyways, I appreciate that, that there's I have the ability to glean some information about those individuals, and everything else for me is irrelevant. Basically, I just want to see those. They got to go because they're criminals. Anyways, that's all I had to say. That's all I got.
Thanks, Laura, and we appreciate you being in California, but still care about us.
I you know, tyranny is tyranny, and the longer that those people are there in those positions, the more damage that they're going to do. And that for me is the focus, getting them out of there. And, you know, that's it, bottom line. Anyways, everybody have an outstanding day. Take care. I just got off work. Take care and have a great day, everyone.
You too. Get some rest.
All right. Take care, Burgundy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, choose compassion. It's a comment I want to say first. Someone's in the chat saying, Burgundy, do a live on another subject and watch your views go down. Oh, okay. Let me be clear. YouTube is not my job. I would love for it to be. It would be awesome if I could just sit around in my drawers and YouTube all day. But that's not what the Lord has for me. That's not what I'm set up to do. I have something I do for a living that I'm passionate about, and I thank God I could do that. You know, not that I'm not passionate about YouTube, but yeah, I had a YouTube channel before I covered Dalton, and no, I never had like 300 people on my live when I talked about anything but Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose, I owe her a check. Okay, Gypsy Rose was my go-to to talk about when Gypsy Rose got out of jail. That was my money maker. Okay, but Dalton is a popular topic, and I just want to be clear about this, Chance Isaac. I don't get moved by how many people are listening. We have fun whether it's 50 people or 500 people. We have a ball. Okay, just so you know. I know you're new over here. I haven't seen you before. Hey, choose compassion. Oh, and I'm sorry. Thanks for the super chats, you guys. Reality Check TV Chicago and Ted F. I appreciate you so much. Both of you. What's going on?
Okay, hey Choose. I mean, hey Choose. Look at me, I'm all discombobulated because we just had a wonderful conversation yesterday.
Had a good old time.
You know, I think we were really, really clear just yesterday that, you know, everything needs to take its course the way it does. We want to keep it lighthearted. We're a little burnt out. And we don't want to talk about that. And we had a lot of people in the chat yesterday. So just talking about women's fashion. So I just want to start with that. I'm so sorry this woke. This is not okay. I wanted to, just like I stood up here and we had just a nice conversation yesterday. I did not want you to stand up here by yourself. This is not okay at all because of Jediah's reach. So to say that, you know, that there are people that are different personalities, I'm just going to say, because that do things, whether it's all of this, whatever this I'm sure you've gotten all kinds of, I'm just catching up, but I'm sure you've gotten all kinds of inboxes and all this. Like, this is not okay. And from what I saw with this super chat, okay, I'm just learning YouTube. I am literally just learning YouTube. So I'm new to, you know, when you say something, it might pop up here, it might pop up there. When you're getting onto somebody's live, you don't know where your comment's going to pop up at. You don't know if there's a super chat that's going to pop up here or there. So I think this was wrong based on whoever might have been, and I don't know if this has to do with investigative teams or, you know what I'm saying? But this was definitely taken out of context. And I could tell just from me looking at different people's lives myself and having to go back to the beginning to say, wait a minute, what's going on? Even before I stepped up here, I just had to go back to try to, as fast as I could to see what was happening and what you were saying about it. So this whoever started this and whoever took a snippet of something out of context, this is not okay. This isn't okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay. Somebody just emailed me what I said in the super chat. Y'all forgive me. I am total. And look, this person, they emailed me. I'm gonna put it up later, but they had you bitch. That's how they started.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, well, not today. I'm not really a B today, but all right. But I said still catching up. And that's what I said. I said still catching up. I said this to Shay. Still catching up, but as a Dalton citizen, you make me feel connected and valued. And that comes from that clip we play, right?
The one that you play before you go every day that you've been doing for a minute now, that has nothing to do with Shay in particular.
Had nothing to do, and it's just something. And I'm gonna tell you something funny. It's an inside joke, actually, between Shay and I. Now, what happened was, I kind of got mad at Shay because now this goes back to before the Jediah thing. Shay was coming to Dalton and he was riding around Dalton and he was like, y'all, where we gonna eat at? And he said, I'm gonna get pizza for everybody. We're supposed to have a pizza party, but I'm gonna be real. And Shay, I hope I'm not crossing the line, but he was here, so it was a couple of us that we knew he was arriving and he didn't know where to go. So I felt like even though he's on the internet, we trust him enough that, hey, got a FOIA card, we good.
Yeah.
So he wanted to know where to go. Do you know how hard it was for him to get a pizza party? Because Dalton was like, who all gonna be there? That's how Dalton was, like, who all gonna be there? So he said, well, I'm gonna bring pizza to the event. The meeting. That was gonna be the meeting Lori Lightfoot was gonna bring. He said, come on out, don't eat anything. I'm gonna bring pizza. So we get there, and I mean, some of my friends, supporters, I met people there, other people that were blueberries. We were like, oh, where's the pizza? So we thought Shay didn't bring us no pizza. We was like, man, we can't trust Shay. Shay told us not to eat. He didn't bring us any pizza. Come to find out, Shay did bring 10 pizzas, and some people put it in the back. So
wow.
We saw the pizzas. So the late night crew hardcore audience that came to support Shay, I think maybe they saw it, but I mean, maybe, or the trustees, because at the end of the meeting, I saw one of the trustees walking around with a pizza box, eating out the pizza box and passing it away. And we said, oh, maybe we misunderstood. He was only bringing pizza for the elected officials or something like that. But we never, so we were kind of like, man, Shay acted funny. He said he was going to bring us pizza. Not that he had to.
Right.
He said he was. Found out later down the line, everybody was looking at Shay side eye. He did bring 10 pizza. Nobody, not to say they were supposed to, because it was a big day. Lori Lightfoot was coming and everything, but nobody even publicly thanked Shay for bringing 10 pizzas and drinks and all of that stuff out. Nobody told nobody. Nobody said a word. He brought wings and pizza and nobody said nothing or even acknowledged it publicly. So to see the same energy on another person, like, and I'm gonna bring up Gardis. Hey, Gardis, here I come. To see the same energy where they're publicly with. I'm not trying to start any mess, because y'all know if you say Jediah name 3 times, he's gonna be here.
Yeah.
But publicly to have the elected officials side with Jediah and say, oh, we're siding with him and we're with him, and they see what's going on. It's sort of the same thing, because Shay was supporting them and he was bringing money back into Dalton and doing stuff while he was here, making sure that he supported the citizens. We saw him and bringing food and spending money, but nobody publicly thanked him at all. And I noticed that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I felt some kind of way. I was like, Shay phony, man. I mean, not that bad. I wasn't like that, but like he said, for us not to worry about nothing. And other people walking up to me like, Shay said, don't worry about nothing. He got us. Found out he had brought the pizzas, But again, here go the situation. I don't know where the pizzas went.
Right.
It went to the back because we was in line, no water, no food.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're thinking that, imagine what other people were saying. They people was saying, "Oh, Shay phony." You know what we do. You know what we do. That's what we do. Because I would have been like,
Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm working at the same time. So I knew Shay brought the pizzas because I saw him bring the pizza in. I think I was scared to say that. So he's walking with somebody helping him with a stack of pizzas to go in there. Stephanie took the pizzas and brought them to the back room. It was like a room in the park district. We were supposed to go left for the board meeting, and straight ahead was where they brought the pizzas. At the end of the meeting, Brittany Norwood was eating pizza out a box. No plate, no nothing. They was passing the boxes around. People started to take pizza home. Beth took a pizza home. The trustees took pizzas home. We never got the pizza. I know he doesn't care, but I want to be clear. I think I was scared to say something at this point.
man, I done came all the way from where I am, and I'm thirsty and hungry off a plane. Where's Shay at with them dang on pieces? Yeah, no, he bogus, man. So I would have said it too. I mean, but this really puts it in context. I'm glad that you're telling everybody this.
Okay,
because that definitely puts some light on that.
I got a question. I got advocacy CIU in my chat, and I'm sorry. Hold on one second, Gardis. I'm gonna bring you up, but hold on one second. Hey, Gardis, you're live. 1 second. I'm gonna talk to advocacy CIU. Advocacy, how can you be in my chat now and you just said you were going to launch an investigation on me? I would love to hear from you. I don't think, like I said, I don't block people on my chat, so that's not a thing I do. But if you went overnight and said launch me into an investigation, like how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Let me know. Okay, Gardis, you on too?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? How y'all ladies doing?
Hi,
how are you?
All right. Well, Burgundy, I'm so sorry this happened to you because you already know how much Jed loves me. So, and that was being facetious.
Oh, we are so sorry, Gardis. I said I was sorry that day. I am so sorry.
No, but this is what I didn't want to happen to you. I would have preferred he just do that to me because I don't even watch his YouTubes or Facebook or follow him like that. But yeah, I mean, this is a little disappointing, and I think you asked a very good question about the people who support him, the main players who support him. Are they supporting this? I mean, like, this is basically kind of like what Tiffany does to her opponents. So I'm like, are we doing a reverse of what you were saying about First Amendment rights? I think you brought that up. Trina Downs brought that.
Artist is back. He's back.
Okay.
Go ahead, guys.
Oh, okay. Did I get cut off?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. All right. I wanted to bring this up because I have discussions with people who, elders who have been in the civil rights movement, elders who've been in the Black Panther movement, various other movements that that we read about. And I think I let you know, Burgundy, I was in Alabama talking to some of those old civil rights people. And one of the things that always comes up in our conversation is the issue of agents. Because most of the time, these movements are infiltrated by agents.
Mm-hmm.
But as I think about it now, when you think about some of the stuff that's happened now, and as I observe and kind of even participate in certain movements, the role of agents have actually morphed into something that we call informants. And while most of these informants are like not official agency, like they don't work for the FBI or CIA or anything like that. I think this role gets kind of overlooked, and it gets repackaged by our egos. But their role is basically kind of like absorbing, telling, asking, deflecting questions, trying to seek allies, trying to bring ideas, starting mess, and basically distracting. So, but the main goal is basically to seek and destroy. And when I think about what's going on now with certain people, and I'm not even going to mention his name because I think we all know who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the real informants in this whole situation? Because first of all, you're an outsider. I don't care if you are from Chicago. You don't live in the area. And in all honesty, the problem is that he's convinced certain people to believe in him. And he uses this for his platform to do what? Talk about you, talk about somebody that's in Oklahoma. Like, why are you even spending that type of energy focusing on somebody who you feel is trying to out you? The focus is supposed to be, and I think Laura said this a few minutes ago, focus is supposed to be on the administration. So, sometimes you have to question this because of the fact that who brought you here? Because we still haven't found out, because people always say, well, people in Dalton called him over here. Who?
Exactly. Because did we get a vote? Or, who made that decision? Who made the decision?
Who made that decision? Because like they love saying, well, we're gonna start naming names. Well, you start naming the name on who called you over here.
Yeah.
Because we would like to talk to that individual and ask them why, how did you come to this conclusion that bringing this over here? Because, and I've expressed this before. The situation with Tiffany Henyard has gone national since last year. So I cringe when people always say, well, he's brought light to Dalton. No, light has been brought to Dalton for like the last 7 months now.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is he contributing? Now, I kind of agreed with, him targeting Andrew Holmes because, he has a close relationship with him.
Right.
But like you said, he's still a trustee. He's still getting a check.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't in jail. And you brought up an excellent point too. Fania is still out here and she's got to walk the same streets that he's walking around.
Yep.
So that whole situation of supporting her, and unfortunately I felt like, she was kind of put on display. Are we really supporting her when the person who abused her is still out on the same streets that she's on?
I'm about to get preached, guarded. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, are we really supporting her when his name is still on the window at the top?
So
are you thinking about yourself or are you thinking about Phoenix?
What work have we done? What have we done here? We still got a sexual abuser out on the prowl. Tell me, but yet they don't want to launch an investigation to your YouTube channel or you? Like really? Now I'm about to be investigated because I'm on here talking about this. Now I'm about to be thrown shade because of the fact that I'm associated with you now. But
no, you a free thinker. You and Choose Compassion. Y'all are free. But you made a great point.
No, we've been targeted now. Like Choose Compassion. Now you on here. Now they about to look into your background.
Well, they can, and you know what? Here's the thing, and I want them to, because here's how I became more invested. Guarded. We've had talks in a lot and chats. And I remember you saying that you had a conversation with Father Clemens. I knew. I'm like, okay, this is somebody that I whose opinion I value. So I'm not going to go into that, but I go ahead and investigate me, because I've already, as a former Dalton resident, I've been saying, like, just because of my professional experiences, I had already been looking at the board meetings and watching them since like 19, 18, something like that. So already been watching them. But where I became invested in this and what Jed had to say was Andrew Holmes. The reason why, and go ahead, screenshot this one, whatever y'all want to do. I've been saying, you can find me in all over the Dalton Politics page saying, what are the connections? What are the bigger connections? What are we doing with Fania? What are the bigger connections? It can't just be Andrew Holmes. Let's look at this. This is our opportunity to protect a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I notice that every time I say something like that, excuse me, it's quiet now. So yeah, I'm a little confused because my understanding was this person came for Andrew Holmes, and I was
okay. Choose compassion. There you go. I'm about to say we lost.
Oh, okay. I'm very much aware that there are other allegations. I'm not sure about Andrew Holmes, but I know connections. You know, that's what I'm saying. And when I talk about I have names, it behooves me when I ask, who am I? Who lead me to somebody? Who can I talk to not like an investigative team, not on that level, but literally, okay, let's connect some dots on a higher level here because I have information and I have names. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I used to be afraid to say that, but I'm not afraid to say the names anymore. Check out my community page. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I come over here and I know you from True Crime. So, and then figuring out that you were from Dalton, that was my connection to you. Yeah. And my connection to this bigger thing was on the plight of sexual violence, violence prevention. This is what I thought was the mission. If the FBI is there, let them do what they're doing and stay out the mix because I don't, I feel like, doesn't that mess up investigations?
Thank you.
When you're doing all that. And so now we're backpedaling, it seems. I don't know, but this is only my opinion. It feels like we are backpedaling and saying now, oh, well, Andrew Holmes doesn't have any charges. He doesn't have what? Okay, well, if you all want to take that position, let's look into the people that here it may be connected to that have charges. Yeah. That are right, that might very well be right in Texas, that I've said out loud on the Dalton Politics page, right in Texas.
Yeah, you're right.
With a criminal investigations. So what are we doing? What are we doing? I've been saying it. Our children, our women. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely pretty. It's interesting to see that. I got a comment. Someone said, "I thought you were bigger than this, Burgundy." Well, my name was tagged and my name was brought up in an investigation, right? And Goddess and Choose Compassion, I'm going to drop you guys down, but you're welcome to come back because I'm going to bring up ACIU and I don't want you involved in that, okay? I got my big girl panties on.
Okay.
All right. I don't. Okay.
And you got any final words? But you're welcome to come back later if you have something to say.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's support. And thank you. We're gonna keep on going lighthearted and following the facts. We're not getting involved in this, just so y'all know. We're gonna leave it where it is after today.
All right.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you both. Okay, so we had Goddess Watts, who always give us some history, and then we had Choose Compassion, a former Dalton resident as well. So in the queue, I have two more people, but I want to bring them up separately because just so you guys know, I don't want other people involved in anything that could be perceived drama. So this is me. So I do want to talk to Trina, and I do want to talk to ACIU. So ACIU, you're first. I just ask that you be respectful, so we talk privately, so we don't get my channel shut down. I don't know your intentions, but I feel like if I'm talking about you, I'm gonna give you the right to respond. Okay, you guys. Let's bring ACIU up, and let's be respectful as well to them in the comments. I got to meet him personally. Hey, ACIU, you're live.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Mills? So in your chat, you will see that I told you 100% respectful. Did I not say that?
Of course you said it.
So it was obviously being screen recorded and audio recorded on our end. I want to explain something. The misconception, nobody said a file was started on you. That our team is separate from Jed's team, and I am associated with Jed's team on our own we're a whole nother agency, okay? That was investigation started, and here's the reason why. A lot of hate mail came to us, but you and me know, and I'm not going to say any names, you had an individual, part of your team, sent us information that was not correct.
Wait,
right?
1 second. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let's stop right there. I don't have a team, so that's what you guys have. I don't have a team.
Your moderator is a team, is it not?
No, it's not a team. I don't have a team, but I know who you're talking about.
So let me ask you a question. If somebody drops $1,000 in here and that individual or get $50, $10, and they get muted by your mods, that's not your team?
I don't. If someone mutes me for you being disrespectful or mutes you, that's something they're watching the chat. So my mods know, and forgive me because I'm new to YouTube.
All right, well let's just put it out there because I have the respect for you, and I will say this. I sent you an email from the screenshot of Mara. She's from Canada.
Yeah,
she's a moderator for you.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to open that email up and show everybody what she said to me, she was like opts out saying, I'm getting friendlier, nicer to Burgundy. We're like, why would she say that to us? She gave out misinformation and told us that you got $400 in fines. So we were investigating that. And come to find out, one of our spokesperson said, no, all it was a red light ticket, that you were being harassed and tracked down by the police. When we got onto that, we jumped on that real quick. Because I didn't even know who you were at first until Myra.
Can I pause?
Yes,
can
ma'am.
I pause?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is where everything's taken out of context and it went way left. Okay, so Mara is my moderator. A lot of people, if you support the channel, you might get a wrench, right? But it was public information. What happened was, and you guys who are members of the channel, y'all saw when I was like, man, when I started talking about Dalton, these are the things that happened. I got an email that said, hey, I'm pastor someone, we're investigating this, and is it true you got a $400 ticket from Thornton Township? Well, Thornton Township doesn't give out tickets, so that's what's the misunderstanding.
No. Hold on. Rewind. Sidebar. Mara, however you say the young lady's name, the one with the glasses that's in the chat now, your wrench holder, we'll call them wrench holders, gave information to us and made that allegation, not us. I don't speak for Jediah. He speaks for
that was how long ago? Let's see, how long ago?
It doesn't matter how long ago it was, Mrs. Mills. Stephanie, listen, I got that information from you. You gave it to me on the coffee membership.
The buy me, it's public information. That's what I was
sent it out to us as subscribers.
Okay. So you guys, let's go over here to buy me a coffee right quick. Wait a minute. No, I don't have to prove nothing. Okay, so
wait. I'm also a Patreon with you.
What happened yesterday? And I appreciate your support, but what happened?
Yes, here, and you told me when I met you, I'll refund all your money. I said no. I supported you at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the misconnect. It's okay for Shay, the Shay Hall to make fun of other people's kids and family. That's allowed.
I didn't say it was allowed.
Hold on. I'm not saying anything about your super chat. But here's the problem. Like your Ted Flores guy in here. Ted, that we gifted him that sub, by the way. He was trying to attack us on our Facebook group. He said, I'm here for Burgundy. I'm protecting Burgundy.
Okay.
Find out he's a convicted child molester within 10 seconds, Burgundy.
I gotta end this because I think you're bringing people into stuff that doesn't have anything.
Would you like the screenshot that your Ted guy sent us?
Okay, I'm not trying. I'm sorry, I gotta mute you. Okay, so just so ACIU, look, I'm not here for that. I thought it would be a respectful chat, and I'm not going to do anything rude to anybody in my chat. You know what I mean? You guys are on YouTube. You're on this channel to have fun and enjoy yourself and learn more about Dalton. So ACIU, I'm not hanging up on you because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I had to mute you at that time. I don't think you should be bringing up, this is not an investigation channel. I don't have a team. This is just a regular YouTube channel. I think that if somebody says something, again, we get into it. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. So ACIU, if you want, because I don't know why you calling me Miss Mills and stuff. Well, I do know because people say whatever. And I did meet you in person, but regarding Mara, I want to bring this up because I think that he's a little excited. That's why I had to mute him. Regarding Mara, whatever I posted on Buy Me a Coffee. I said, y'all, me talking about Dalton is going to cost me. And I had a ticket up there. And I'll tell you guys this. I didn't share this with anybody. The tickets were hand delivered to me. Okay, so it wasn't like it came in the mail. So I had some fines. So someone in Dolton let me know I had these fines and they hand delivered it. Also, I got another ticket when I went to Thornton Township. And you know what I did? I discussed it with them. I said, look, I don't understand why. Okay, I got these fines, this debt. I got to pay for it so I don't get a boot on my car and all this stuff. So that's what I posted in Buy Me a Coffee. So I think that, and I don't know Mara personally. If she said she was closer to Burgundy, maybe she felt that way. Maybe, people inbox me and everything. If she's, I see Mara on everybody chat. She's like, she got a wrench on everybody chat. I see everything that's going on. I'm new to YouTube, so it's not really, I really don't get with that. So ACIU, I'm gonna let you go. And y'all, let's just be respectful in the chat. We're not gonna go back and forth, and we're not gonna try to expose anybody over here. If Shay and Jed are going back and forth and they're mad at each other, but you, like this right here, we here thought you were getting attacked by. No, I think y'all reading into stuff too much. Like, it's not Dalton. The whole Dalton Police Department is not bad. The whole Dalton Police, I got some tickets. I had some old fines. Y'all know if you come to Dalton, I told y'all stop 5 seconds before the red light ticket. The only thing that shocked me was it was a little bit of intimidation. It wasn't from a police officer. This was not from a police officer. And I feel like I could tell y'all that. It was not from a police officer. Someone from another department that they found out who I was, and they wanted to come over and look at the house, if you will, that they thought I was in. And they wanted to inspect that. And then they were like, oh, by the way, here goes they gave me a ticket. They gave my person a ticket, and then they attached the police tickets. It was weird. So that's what happened. And then I said, look, I have a YouTube channel. I have a mouth, and that's it. And advocacy, I have to mute you because I think that you shouldn't be over here exposing people. I think something's not, no, we don't do that. We don't do that over here. With all due respect, we don't do that over here. All right. So let's get Miss Trina Downs up here as well. Like, this is new for me. You guys know I don't do this, but I think that we could be one and done. That's not going to happen because I know who I'm dealing with. The only thing I think the trustees should respond to this. I think the trustees should respond to this. And you can't, and the only reason I'm saying I think they should respond to it, because you can't say that you're not on anyone's side anymore. Because when you did that video the other day, you blatantly chose a side. So, and I don't mean like Shay versus Jed. That means that you're in full support of Jed, which is your right. That's your right. Let me be clear. We all about your rights over here. However, are you okay with this behavior if you're co-signing this? So I am asking the trustees to respond to this. All right, let's go with Trina Downs. Trina Downs, please be respectful. I know you have colorful language and you're my Dalton sister. So let's see what you have to say. Okay, we got Jediah Brown in here. Jediah, the link is in the chat. Come on up. Let's take Trina down first. So Trina Downs, let's go. And advocacy, I will respond to your email. I'm not, why are y'all like, I'm not gonna get frustrated about this because this is frustrating. Why are people saying I'm co-signing somebody bullying? Why are people saying this person, we looked into this person? It's not that deep on Burgundy Blue Commentary. I hope you know that. Let me bring Trina up first solo. Then I'm gonna bring Jediah up solo. The reason, so Jediah, you gotta give me a minute. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want anyone to think that the people who participate in my channel are part of my team. I didn't realize that was a thing. You guys, did you not know I had a team? Did you know I had a team? I have to time you out. I'm sorry. This is great, Gifted. Trina, I'm gonna have to flip-flop. Let me bring Jediah up first because this is the issue last night at hand. Jediah's post, the advocacy CIU post. So we learned today from advocacy CIU. I wish we could have had a better conversation. We learned today he's not a part of Jediah team, but he is in the team, but he's not really, he's a separate unit. So I'm glad we at least got that. And then let's bring Jediah up so he can explain this post and we could go from there. Now, this does not, this is so absolutely insane. Let's all, look, before we do, let's all calm down. Trina, I hope to see you again because I really, I value you as well. I'm not going to be silenced by if somebody has a difference of opinion. She's my Dalton sister. She has to be in the community. When I go to the grocery store, I'll run into Trina Downs, and I've never met Trina Downs before the rally. So let's get to Jediah and let's bring it up. And y'all, again, I'm asking, please be respectful to everybody in the comments. I'm just a person that talk about Dalton, that lives in Dalton. I am not the end all be all of Dalton. I don't have teams. I'm not an advocate. I'm not even an investigative journalist. I'm just learning along the way. Let's bring Jediah Brown up. Hey, Jediah, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I clearly, you can hear me clear?
Yeah, we hear you. Sound like you're in the airport or something, but we can hear you.
The lobby hotel. I'm in the hotel lobby where I'm at. First of all, good morning and thank you for letting me on your show, on your platform.
We are open. Let me tell you this. We all are learning together over here. I know you didn't know who I was before the Dalton situation, but I've been with you a lot of years. Even when you were over on 71st in Jeffrey, when they were trying to cancel the food grocery store and make it a food desert. So I've been with you a long time, but go ahead.
I have been literally given my entire life to advocating and people. And one of the things that really, really trips me out is how that's never really acknowledged. I didn't just pop up and I'm just doing something to do it. I've been doing this for my entire life and I'm quite effective at it. And there's been a cycle that has come up because my humanity showed at one point. And now we're here at Dalton. And there is a long line. We've even just started going over things ourselves. There's a long history of me advocating very hard and fiercely, fervently for the Midwest, and then eventually now nationally. And we're on Dalton, and we are effective. And I think that what's really unfortunate is that people have seemingly lost sight of the fact that we're dealing with some very dangerous people. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Even this morning, the briefings that we've given this morning, very alarming. There are some things that are taking place that we don't always get to talk about online. But what bothers me is that we're now having personality wars because people are not being honest. And so I come on here this morning because I am not worried about the guy in Yukon. I'm not worried about him. He can't even imagine what I am. But what I'm trying to say to people like you is that when I met you that night with the young lady, the conversation we had, and every interaction since, I have been respectful to you. I have heard you say that I'm hard to report on. I have heard you talk about my history. And so I'm on here today because I see you want to talk about the post, and I want to respond to you because I said I'm responsive, but literally looking at a live stream of someone taking videos that most of them are mine and give commentary as to try to paint a picture because of their own agenda. And then to see you, which you don't have to, is not an expectation, but I've never seen you be supportive outside of when you see me on scene, ask me if I want to say something. And that's not a problem. People can pick who they want to pick.
Can I peek in really quick? Can I interject?
Your show.
Okay. Let's I'm sorry because I'll miss some of the points. Number one, let's start backwards. Like you said, you never see me be supportive. Okay, two things. I've told people, make sure you follow Jediah Brown. I've seen what you did on Facebook, and I have a personal information. I have cashed out Jediah Brown. I've been in a financial situation. So actually, this is my first time being able to return the favor to Shay, who we're speaking of all the things he's done to me when it gets to finances. But as an advocate, aren't you prepared for not that you're not human, but as an advocate, what are you looking for? Aren't you prepared for the ups and the downs? And number one, don't you think that you're adding to the confusion when you make posts like this?
So number one, I'm never going to mince my words. I'm going to respond to anybody that tries to bully or threaten my movement.
How was this bullying? How was me super chatting Shay bullying?
No. Okay, well now we're kind of convoluting the two. I'm not speaking when I'm responding to the question of when I posted what I posted. That is a response to that guy, not you. I added you in it, so I was trying to explain that I have not seen you supportive, but it doesn't necessarily, that is my truth, that you might have a different truth, and it might not be the truth. It's just the facts of what we would know at the moment. However, so everything you just said, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's true. But I can't remember the moments when I was like, oh, damn, thank you so much, Burgundy, because I noticed what she did. Doesn't mean you didn't do it, but this is what I'm trying to say. When I look at the, because a lot of people sending me inboxes, videos, screenshots of whatever's going on. I promise before God, I'm not sitting here watching whatever this person is doing. But when I see what they're doing, and I see certain faces like my cousin, and I see certain faces like people I used to work with, I chimed in and I watched 30 minutes, and
just to be clear, he watching this right now. It's been a whole year. It's been over a year. And every time he has a stream, he brings our brother Shay up. Every time he has a stream. So that's so crazy. Again, nothing has been resolved in Dalton. Nothing. I remember the first time when he was coming here, he said, yeah, everybody's going to be outside and we need resources to get umbrellas and a lawyer and all of that stuff. What my OES sister, sorry guys, my OES sister, at the time, cash apped Jed and on our behalf, like a small group, and it wasn't even $20. It wasn't even that, because we know how the seniors are when we're all out there. We're all out there helping to get people to safety. We're doing everything the police should be doing when we started with this meeting. I didn't understand what he said. He said, you might have, I might have, it may be the truth. It was just a whole circle. It's just a talking in a circle. But this is real interesting to see how, oh, thank you, Wyoming gal. Yeah, 1999 started all of this. And yes, I'm gonna be supportive to Shay. I believe in him, his mission, and what he had going on. I just didn't know him well. But did I think he deserved to be bullied or harassed when he trying to enjoy his Mother's Day with his wife? No. When he did kind things for the residents of Dalton, and he did kind things for the people here and didn't have to? No. Come to Dalton, didn't have to. Had to leave his family behind. Um, it's so funny when we look back at stuff like this, right? Because I remember everybody making a plan to come to Dalton. And then when Jed came, everybody stopped. Remember, everybody, all the commentators were making plans to come to Dalton, especially during election time and have this big old thing. And when Jed got here, everybody stopped. Shay was the first person to go and be out there and talk to the people. So all of this, meanwhile, we're supposed to be dealing with sexual assault, a mayor that's stealing everything and getting $500,000 Tahoes. What else was happening? Kamal is stealing the money from the township, giving pills out to Andrew Holmes. All of this, and he had time to worry about me and Shay. That's something that everybody that follow him should look into. That if you have time to worry about two YouTubers that already were calling Dalton, when you're building a what is it, a building in Harvey, you're building you're going to try to save Dalton, you're running for Congress. Who has time for two YouTubers at that time? This is crazy.
I was extremely disturbed by what I was looking at, and then next thing I know, I get a screenshot of you sending somebody $20 with my cousin's face on there. Now, let me be frank with you. As an advocate, I can explain it. I mean, I can expect it, but as a person that's partnering in a fight, it's literally the recycle of pain of when you literally, as I don't care what nobody say, I'm every day, all day, around the clock, showing up for Dalton. No matter what or how they want to spin it, I'm present and I'm doing the damn work. And so, and you're there. You've seen me several times in your city, and y'all see what I'm trying to do. And I try to explain everything to the best of my ability. So, as far as I'm concerned, even calling Trina your Dalton sister, I respect that. But I'm your partner in your fight, even if we ain't working together directly. So when I see the
I have to interject because Jediah, you pack a lot of information because I always tell people you know how to talk, so you pack a lot of information in. Okay, let's break it down in layman's terms for me. So you're saying you never seen me support possibly other than when I see you in person, and you see me in person, and I'm like, Jediah, do you have something to say? And that's all you've seen. But okay, what is the level of support you would expect from me? Just wondering.
So that's what I'm saying. There's no direct expectation. I'm not saying that as if it's a good or bad thing. I'm telling you what I can recall. If you don't do anything for me, if you never interview me, as long as you're fighting for your village, that's what we're working on. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
I remember at one point, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, because I remember at one point, people was financially supporting that can't be here, but now that's a fallout, and then that launched an investigation, and and I'm not defending Shay, but if I haven't seen the video yet, but if it's a video playing of like your cousin and stuff, I don't even know who those people are. I think somebody else made the video and he's doing reactions to the video, right? So why are we pinpoint? He's just reacted to the video.
He's not just reacting to the video.
Okay.
You know, if you paid attention to this gentleman, you've seen a clear agenda, and he's been saying it from the beginning. This man said, he said in the very beginning, when I first saw this.
What more could Shay do other than right, LJ, he's watching now. That's who that is. I told you he's watching now. What more could Shay do other than react? That's all he did, react to a video, commentary on the video. He did nothing more. He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't do anything else. He just did commentary on the video. and now it turned into agenda, a movement, a march, a thesis.
This guy talking, he was basically saying the only reason why I'm not gonna fuck with this guy is because the people asked me not to do it. He been wanting to be at me since the beginning, since I showed up on the scene, and I tried to be cooperative and collaborative with him for the same sake, because the people of the village appreciated his presence there and they wanted to get it done. I literally tried to connect with him and I tried to work with him on doing certain things. I'm not no pussy. No, I'm sorry. I'm not no scary man. I put the damn image out myself. Yes, I sent it to him, but that was a test. I done been through so many things. So literally, he got to the point when I left, and he couldn't wait. I told y'all what he was gonna do. I told y'all he was gonna leave. Took no account of any content of what I said. Didn't reach out to me. I knew he never meant me well, and I didn't give a damn about it. But but moving back really quickly, Burgundy, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to do anything for me. But when I see the first time I see support, it's to somebody that's trying to create mess. And it is while I'm seeing a picture of my cousin, of course, that upset me to the point because of you, not because of him. And that's why I put up the post. Like,
Okay,
fuck.
great. I want to stop there. So you knew putting this post up, you know your reach. So you saw a 1999 super chat from Burgundy Blue Commentary. So all of your followers, you know that caused people, they are threatening my life. They're sitting up here saying, "Oh, they're unfollowing me." All this hateful stuff, posting my dad's information, possibly what they think is who they think is my dad, and that's not fair. You got advocacy, CIU. Thank God for Hannibal. Thank God that Hannibal was a man who was like, for what reason are we launching an investigation into Burgundy Blue? Now you have the power to start something because you are such a powerful figure in Chicago, but you also have a power to stop something, and you have done neither. So now you have everybody turned on me, which is fine. I can take the heat, but what part of advocacy is this? What part of the fight is this?
I think that goes to that goes to what I think that we all need to understand. I don't know why what you're saying. First of all, I don't know anything about that. And I'm going to what you just said. People threatening you and
I'll send you the email and it's bitch, you against Jediah, but you know your reach, Dad. So you know that the people will go in when you say something.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think that I put people up to threaten you and I wish that you
what would happen when I woke up? You knew that people would start going over there and giving me grief. You might not want anybody to do physical harm to me, but you knew grief would come to me.
So what I deal with, that's what I deal with every single
day. But you're an advocate. I'm a regular person just talking about it.
So, but what I'm trying, you're now feeling what I feel every single day. And what I'm trying to tell you is I don't agree with that. If I know something about it, I'm going to address it. If I know that somebody was threatening you, I'm going to address it because that's too far. That's too much. But what I have never done is not defended myself while I'm defending other people. Me posting that was me saying, because again, if I say I'm going to be responsive, I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to be collaborative. If people do something across me, what I learned from the Kanika Jenkins case, I'm not going to let that stuff just ride because it comes out later anyway.
How did I cross you by super chat in 1999? I'm now an enemy?
So I don't know if we're connecting on this conversation. I said to you, I got a screenshot of my cousin on a screen and you funding it. And I said, and that was a reaction. Maybe it wasn't the most thought out reaction, but it was an emotional reaction because that part, Burgundy, so I'm going to try to say this more directly. You matter in this fight. That dude don't fucking matter, but you do. And maybe the timing of when I see a screenshot someone sent to me, and that's the screenshot that I posted of you funding somebody. I'm like, damn, she didn't come to Hell Week. She ain't called me during Hell Week. There was nothing that we did.
How many times did you reschedule Hell Week? How many times did you reschedule?
I'm trying to get you to understand something that I don't know if you care about. You matter. You could affect me. You could affect the morale. You can affect the focus. You can affect the messaging because you matter. If I fall out with any resident of Dalton, it matters to me. So when I saw that, I don't think, just like
Yeah, I don't know what y'all doing while you listening to this, but I'm working too in the background. But isn't this crazy? Like, are you guys listening to this? These people were so deep in like I don't know what kind of mission they had going on. The fact that nothing got done. Like, you have a team, you matter, you can affect the whole election. Oh, one person, it was something because I was boots on the ground. Now it's so funny to revisit revisit this content. We have so much content that I have to revisit, but it's just so funny to see how all of this started because of what? I was reporting on this like everybody else, and honestly, I was quieter than most. I was really quiet, and sometimes I didn't even let my opinion out. So this is so interesting to hear this. Miss Haitian said it was pissing me off back then. It's some BS now. What in the world did any of this have to do with the advocacy? What this was? What did this have to do with the advocacy? And this is what I want the people that are following Dalton now to know. Y'all made these people these like sort of celebrities, if you will. You cheering on the trustees that have seen you, gave you no receipts. You're cheering on people that said they didn't want positions, and every single one of them got a job and a position. So they were getting to that podium for a reason, and it was very much calculated, in my opinion. And you still haven't found facts on how Dalton will be better. How much money is there? How much did the recall cost? I think on the agenda tomorrow, what we got, they're going to increase the taxes in the water bill. And y'all, they're able to do all this because you guys put the focus on this super mayor was stealing everything by a PowerPoint presentation, a Canva outline. Interesting.
like you saying, I care about. So now what I'm going to tell my team to do, I need to find out who's threatening you, because we don't stand up against that, because that ain't what I want. But what I do want you to understand is that same shit happens to me all the time when I got to deal with dumbass people like that guy trying to add unnecessary stuff into this equation. But on top of that, my family, just like you care about your family, my family have real pain associated with that girl that's on the screen and those lies that she told when she's having her bipolar episode. She literally is on there saying two things. They don't even know how to do their smear campaign correctly. You got this girl on there saying, "Have your son ever said anything like that?" No. And then she says, his bipolar mother. What does bipolarism make you do? It makes you act an ass. She was abusive. She was sick. She's done a lot of things. And so when we look
I don't want to bash her either on my page. I'm trying to stay away
I didn't
from
say
that.
her name. I'm giving you understanding. So when I'm out here fighting for people, and I know for a fact that as a teenager, I opened up my entire life to be a co-parent to a child that I did not naturally birth. and he'd been with me since he was a baby and meant the world to me. When I gotta go every time I'm fighting a cause and explain to people how I could never be a child molester, that is not a great feeling when you're giving your all. So when I'm looking at this, it's like, God damn it, I knew this could come or would come, but damn, Burgundy funding this nigga doing this dumb shit, it hurt my soul.
Can I add something? Okay, so that would be the same thing when people super chat or cash app you when you post a plane ticket saying you're going to visit somebody that you felt like you needed to visit, right?
So are we talking about you or him? Because it sounds like you're in defense of him.
Talking about everybody, because our show was just trying to talk about.
He didn't want to answer that, but isn't that the same thing? When you getting super chats for harassing him on Mother's Day, it's not the same thing, because that's not what Shay was doing. I super chatted Shay for just because he was him. That's it. People were egging him on to harass Shay. That's totally different.
To be a co-parent to a child that I did not naturally birth, and he'd been with me since he was a baby and meant the world to me. When I gotta go every time I'm fighting a cause and explain to people how I could never be a child molester, that is not a great feeling when you're giving your all. So when I'm looking at this, it's like, God damn it, I knew this could come or would come, but damn, Burgundy funding this nigga doing this dumb shit, it hurt my soul.
Can I add something? Okay, so that would be the same thing when people super chat or cash app you when you post a plane ticket saying you're going to visit somebody that you felt like you needed to visit, right?
So are we talking about you or him? Because it sounds like you're in defense of him.
Talking about everybody, because our show was just trying to talk about me and you, but let's go back to me and you. The reaction that you knew this post, you said it's off the internet now on this end, and literally fuck Burgundy Blue, compensating that kind of behavior and pretending to be busy during Hell Week. Now, you guys, I'm gonna say it now while Jediah is on the line. Y'all was because I feel like sometimes, Jediah, you don't understand. We see your pain that you're saying, but you're an advocate, and you're pushing you're pushing it out to other people. Like you said, now you feel how I felt. I'm not an advocate fighting, because this doesn't seem like advocacy. I'm just a Dalton resident that want to know what Tiffany did with the money. Okay, that's it.
But what is an advocate, Burgundy? Is I am a man that's literally helping my own people, Black people, Illinois people, however you want to frame it. Being an advocate doesn't give me any.
A tantrum because you saw someone from Dalton. And I'm not saying that disrespect. You like, fuck Burgundy Blue. You knew what was going to happen when you did that.
Being an advocate doesn't give me any superpower. It's just the title that people try to identify what they call what I'm doing. But this is what I'm gonna say to you again. Mm-hmm. I understand that people may have a reaction, but if you saying out of your mouth that you think that I posted up there to incite some kind of threats against you, then this conversation, you don't know my character, and I don't even know how to have this conversation because of how you view it. And I just said out of my mouth, if I know of someone threatening you, I'm gonna deal with that to the best of my ability, because that's not the kind of response that I want to elicit. Now, if a person invites me to come to a celebrity, and I'm framing it that way, they literally made the first threat and asked. If they inviting me to come fight, and they on there calling me a bitch and talking about how I'm gonna catch a fade and all this other stuff, and I just so happen to be well-resourced and I'm gonna get that fight, and somebody also want to contribute to me as an advocating person, what is the problem? He asked for it. You didn't.
I did. Okay, so this is let's break down this paragraph. I have two questions. Number one, I think this is a burning question in my soul. If you can answer it, let me know. Who asked you to come to Dalton? Would you answer that?
I'm not going to tell you the name. I'm just going to tell you the entities. Again, law enforcement, politicians, Dalton residents, and now, you know what I can't say? And a former colleague of his. Those are
of Andrew Holmes?
Yep, and they asked me specifically to come because I have investigative reach and I got other reach, into finding things out that has been proven, and they wanted me to come and see if this young lady was telling the truth. What people don't know is I used to be blue. That ain't nothing that I ever hid. And that's why I think it's funny, like he the police, he worked with police. Yeah, I used to be blue, I used to be a patrolman, I used to be an investigator, and I've actually done a lot of work with the federal government. So when I come with a unique set of skills and resources and training that people are not always aware of. So when I got the call, we need you to figure out if this young lady is telling the truth. You are a known advocate, and this is their exact words. We don't know what to think about this, but we know if anybody is going to get to the bottom of it, it's going to be you.
Okay, I want to pause there right quick. So.
Are y'all listening to this? This is so wild that this conversation happened. Sorry, I didn't watch my replays, so I didn't even remember all of this. Scott says, "Thank you, Scott." He hit that $19.99. You know why all this started? $19.99. It all started. Hall v. YouTube, Flint versus Brown, Kamal versus the trustees, plus Jed. I'm gonna add plus Stephanie. It's going to be a very interesting September. Yes, Earth, Wind, and Fire have nothing on have nothing on this. Thank you, Scott.
So let's go to this paragraph. It's off the internet now on this end. Now, I'm a Dalton resident. What does off the internet mean? And then you go and you say, and literally fuck Burgundy Blue. So that means you're coming to, are you saying, I'm not trying to put words, what does that mean? Like, are you saying off the internet? Now I got to watch my back when Jediah come to town? What does that mean?
So I can understand if you personalize it. Burgundy, I'm going to say it again. No one wishes you harm. I'm just a little disappointed inside. That's it. But as far as that post is to the person. I am not about to sit in here and go back and forth with this guy. He's already shown himself to be a coward. I already have exposed my belief.
Let's not talk about him. I have another question.
You asked me for an answer, so I was trying to give it to you. Because
it's off the internet now on this end, and literally
that's about him. So are you gonna let me respond to that?
Oh, I'm just trying to respond to my name because I didn't understand that, and I'm sure a lot of people that read it didn't understand that.
Okay, well, we're saying to that person, I'm not about to do the back and forth of the internet. It's off of online. I am going to utilize my resource and my ability to handle this. I'm not going to get online and get into no YouTube war with this clown, but he will know that he shouldn't have done what he's done. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, the next question. So we already went over the super chat. I don't know if you know, if I didn't watch the video, do you know what the connected and valued means?
The what?
When you said I felt connected and valued, that's what I said in the super chat. Do you know what that means?
I do not. I got a screenshot.
Okay, I'm gonna play it for you right now. This was something that happened at a board meeting.
That I have felt the most connected and valued.
So that's our little inside joke among some of the YouTubers that's going on. Also, the super chats, it just come out, you don't know where it's placed. But don't I have the right and the freedom of speech? This is my question. Is it sort of like you and the trustees did this huge giveaway for Hannibal? If you're not Team Jediah, and if Jediah don't see all the support and you against him, you send your people after them. You send these teams after them. I don't have a team. It's just me. So what is that about? Like, it's like if you're on Jediah's side, you'll get praise and money. But if you're against Jediah, you don't get hell weak. You gonna get hell, which is what you brought when I opened my eyes this morning. This post brought me hell this morning.
I can hear all the bias in your language. I'm not biased. Well. But what I will say,
you put a post up about me and I'm responding.
So I'm gonna say this because you definitely okay. So one of the things I will say, and this is me being accountable and responsible, just like you learn on YouTube, I am too. And I can admit, and I just said that it might not have been the most excellent response or reaction, but it's because you matter. And I'm human like everybody else, and I'm a passionate human being. And it's always been understood that sometimes I wear my feelings on my sleeve. It isn't my greatest attribute, but it's also why I go so hard, because I'm an empath and I'm a sensitive empath. Now, when it comes to people who are against me, or when it comes to me being in this fight, again, I'm going to say it again. This is not a game. This is real life, and it is actually very dangerous. It is actually a climate of retaliation, and it is also a lot of things going on that could get people messed up in a lot of ways. So basically, what we do is that we look into everybody. But when somebody presents themselves as an adversary, and even somebody trying to present themselves as a friend, we make sure we're getting all the details so that we know who we're dealing with. And if they're against us, then that means that they are a threat to the fight, and therefore I will reveal what I feel and why I feel what I feel. Now, what I can't do is I can't speak for everybody. Y'all don't even know who my team is. That's what's crazy to me. My team never speaks publicly. My real team, you will never hear them or you'll never see them because they don't even speak publicly. There are two people who will speak publicly that actually are in my team, and that is Valerie, and that's it. The only person that will speak publicly from my team is Valerie, and that's because she is somewhat like my public liaison, because we literally got real professionals that are on my team. Real people with real jobs. So
we're getting into more of your teams instead of what's at the matter of hand.
No, we're getting into the understanding and the roots. So when you say my team is threatening, my team ain't never threatening nobody.
I didn't say your team was threatening. I said I received threatening messages. I did not say your team. I want to be clear. And this is very funny because the last time we talked, you said, Berkeley, if you have an issue with me, you have an open line. I did call you, like, please, Dad, I want peace. You said, I have an open line. Contact me if you ever want anything. But I don't get the same respect. You'll make a post out of me because you took a screenshot out of context. I don't understand. You could have emailed me. You could have said, Burgundy, what is this? Why are you doing this? This is my cousin. You could have gave me that instead of publicly putting that F Burgundy Blue up like you asked me to do. So if I have a problem with Jediah, I have an open line to reach out to Jediah. I thought we had that understanding, but I guess it doesn't work. It only works your way and not both ways, or how does it go?
Well, there's nothing to guess here. And with that response, I have absolutely no problem with apologizing to you if I did not give you the respect and grace I asked for. And I can see that. But it doesn't mean that I don't hear the biasness, and it doesn't mean that I'm not. When I do see, when I'm looking at, I don't see how people are moving. If I did that, and you're right, that is what I did, and I actually said that twice. I don't think I responded the most excellent, but I think getting it wrong once out of 10 is I shouldn't be crucified for it. But if I have to be, that's fine. But this is all I want you to understand, is that you matter. And how you move, new to YouTube or not, matter because you're a resident that I hold and that I held in high regard. Not only because of the conversation that me, you, and that young lady had in that parking lot, but because this is about people like you who actually live there. And when people, if they don't like me, I can live with that. I'm not here to make friends. But when people literally are trying to or push an agenda that actually acts like I'm not doing what I'm doing, I expect for the residents to at least make it clear that that part shouldn't be done, because we got to stay focused on the assignment. So
I don't mean, but other people are doing things too, Jediah, that don't ask, and I'm not saying you are, but that don't ask for public acknowledgement. It's other people doing things in Dalton. So isn't that, I don't know, because I get confused now when I see that you're like, I'm an advocate, I'm fighting. You're fighting. If you did this to me, you could do this to somebody else. You can. Is it okay for people to trust you and open up to you? Because as soon as you feel like they may have a bias or maybe second thinking Jediah Brown, will you do the same thing to them?
You know, now you're pushing their narrative, and so if you
It's
look
not
at
a
other
negative.
people,
It's a
you're
question.
pushing their
You
narrative,
if it's
and
done to me,
I'm
then you do it to
answering.
somebody else.
I will. Let me be very clear here. When I come, I'm coming with everything I got. If I got your back, you're getting the best of what I have. I'm going to make sacrifice for you. I'm going to give my own resource for you. I'm going to travel for you. I'm going to research for you. I'm going to build teams and movements for you to the best of my natural ability. And I'm going to be willing to be in the crosshair for you. But if I put my life on the line for somebody who makes me do all the work, who plays in my face, who looking for entertainment, etc., I'm going to always, because of the level of commitment, tell everybody what this is the difference between me and most people in my shoes. I'm not just going to tell y'all everything is great or give no fake hugs and no fake smiles. I'm going to tell you I'm working with them, but I don't like them. I'm working with them, but I don't trust them. I'm working with them, but they fucking up, because people need to know the whole story. That's what people don't use. That's what people are not used to. People want the truth, but they can't handle it. People can't handle somebody being fully transparent, but we want transparency. And I've literally now shown you. You think I'm finna call to be responsible to that jackass? Never again in my life.
Again, we're going.
I want you to understand the difference. I'm on here because I'm being responsive.
This post would bring me grief. Did you know this post would bring me hell? You did know what you were doing, yes or no?
Burgundy, I've already even apologized for that. You know what you didn't do? Acknowledge it. You're pushing an agenda.
Did I miss the apology? I'm not trying to be funny. I really am. Did you apologize?
I literally just said that you were right, and I apologize for if I didn't do it in excellence. I literally just said that to you. But I also just told you why I would do it. And you're not hearing that because that don't fit the narrative. I literally want you to know that the only reason why I posted that is because the optic of it hurt my soul because of how much you mattered in this fight. Now, if I was wrong and my timing was wrong and me learning YouTube, I fucked up and how I did it, I'm man enough to apologize. But I'm also being clear to you. If I'm going to work with or for you, I'm going to give you everything I got. But I'm not going to lie to the public, who I would then turn around and ask to support us. If me and you not on the right, if me and you not on good terms, I'm going to tell them. Me and Burgundy ain't on good terms. But we got to pay attention to the folk, to the mission. Burgundy did, and this is why. That's like Tio Hardiman or Keith Price. I don't agree with them supporting that woman. And I tell them, I cuss them out. Fuck y'all. I ain't rocking with y'all. We talk mad shit, but do you know what happens at the end of that? They say they have conversations. It shocks me to have a Keith Price call me and say, Jediah, are you all right? Is your mentor all right? Don't go too hard for these people. These people might not care for you. And it's like that's because people know who I really am. People want to play games and say, everything is perfect, but it's not. And that's why when we go down the line, people come out later slandering you and defaming you. We ain't never got along because people don't tell the truth. I'm different. I'm going to tell them everything. And it's a truth that people pick apart when they're messy. Because I'm messy in the sense that I'm honest. I'm not messy in the sense that I'm chaotic. The fact that we having this conversation.
What? This wasn't chaotic? You think this wasn't chaotic?
I think that I made a response to what I saw. You've now brought it up. I've apologized. And now what happens after this determines if it's chaotic.
Okay.
Everything that goes on in the public and people's reactions is what they're doing. I didn't make myself a focal point of 6-hour, 12-hour lives. That was messy people in the real sense.
Okay, can I ask you some things because I don't know if you follow my channel. People might think like what they want to think. Like I try to keep it open. Like your supporters can say anything, that's fine. We try to keep an open dialogue over here because we like to find both sides of the story, right? So let me tell you what I was excited about Jediah coming here to do. It was Andrew Holmes, right? To get on top of Andrew Holmes. And then you started telling us about the 15 victims that we know have to be protected, right? Are you at any point going to get back to that, like the victims of Andrew Holmes, following up on that? because I know we're getting more insight on what could have happened on Femia's investigation. You're reporting on that, but what is the plan? Why is Andrew Holmes still sitting up there? I'm not sitting up there. Why is his name still on the door? Like, I know you're an advocate and you're unconventional. Is there anything you decided to do with that situation? Just asking if you could let us in on a little bit of that.
If there is, and I don't know if you watch my stuff at all.
I do.
But I literally I don't know how to.
I think we lost him because he was in the lobby, guys. We'll see if he comes back. But yeah, I wanted to know about, like, oh, there he is. He coming back. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
I don't know how to be more clear than I feel like I am. And again, I may not be the greatest communicator, but I say things that we have in a collaborative partnership. I'm saying this on the record. I talk to the FBI on a consistent basis. I talk to people who are in elected official positions on every level of government on a consistent basis. I talk to law enforcement on a consistent basis, citizens, all kind of stuff on a consistent street organization, consistent basis. And so in this collaborative partnership that have been formed in this, if it's something that is going to be taken to trial, or there's a couple things that people got to understand. Chain of custody, evidence has to be handled a certain way. Information, if it hit a certain person's ears, it got to be handled a certain way. Or you may be called in to testify, or you may compromise an investigation. So the things that we have already collaborated and discussed, I have now been told that I cannot put those things out in the public because I could be considered obstructing justice.
Okay.
So literally, people don't even notice that my entire team in different states, official people, have been pulled over by the FBI, and we've been told, don't put out certain things.
Right, but you just put my name out, so now the FBI gonna be looking.
They didn't say you, okay? You didn't get that pass. Okay, so outside of that, I also said that because they understand who I am and how I move, and I've also made it clear to them, any new information that we obtain, I can put it out. So I asked my investigative team to go back and look over everything again. And that's what we've been doing. We've gotten a ton of new stuff, but now we have to formulate it. And we also got to be considerate about the cases, because I don't give a damn about public entertainment, because we done already put out a lot of stuff. But what have people done? Even, I look at this, I'm like, Fox News just told y'all that this woman took Thornton Township money to pay for a trip as the mayor to the White House.
Fox didn't tell us that. Stephanie Wiedemann told us that last year.
but that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't matter whoever said it. This is when the people. But please, Burgundy, please hear my heart and what I'm saying. If you said that to me, where I live, I'm finna go to all my neighbors, and we up at the next event. She ain't getting no rest on that. But there is this complicit response to stuff that's really painful to people, or they don't really understand it because there's a disconnect. But then also there's this huge amount of fear of retaliation because of how this administration moves. And so for me, we have to do 4 layers of checks. Got to make sure we ain't fucking ourselves up in the process. And then we got to try to figure out, how do we get the people of the city, of the township, to understand how this impacts them to move. If I wanted to come on live just to be talking, I got enough receipts for content for the next year on everybody. But
so I want to pause there. Do you realize what you just said? The retaliation we were looking for from the village. I started this YouTube video and I said, hey, you guys, it took me a year to say something. I was following all the great YouTubers, and then I finally decided to say something and I prepped my family and my friends. I said, y'all, they're gonna come for me. We thought the retaliation was gonna come from Tiffany directly and her goons and the police. That's what we thought. And not all the police are bad, guys. I want to keep on saying that. But Now, you know what we got to worry about now that Jediah Brown in town? Retaliation from you, your people. That's what Burgundy. I'm not putting nobody else in there, but now I have to look over my back because you know you have an influence. You know you matter too, and you know people follow you. You just had the trustees on your page the other day. I am calling for the trustees to let me know if they're okay with this. I want to know, are you okay with this? Do you stand with this kind of action? As a Dalton citizen, I want to know. So now I have to look over my shoulders for two reasons. And I want you to know clearly, Jediah, it's not that I don't like you. I talk about you all the time. I say he's charismatic, he's funny, he smells good, he look good. You can talk about women until bar red. I say that all the time. If he passed this test and history does not repeat itself, because people gonna make up rumors, they're gonna make up things on you, right? You get into that. If you can get to this team and really save Dalton, this would be remarkable for the past reputation or anybody questioning Jediah Brown. But what you're doing right now is repeating the history. As soon as somebody you don't like or you think is not an ally, it's full attack on that person. That's not fair. That's not fair. And I see Money Boy Trey, he's in here. I have not blocked you because I'm fair.
You know what? I'm not going. And the way you frame that again is why I'm completely silent. Because you ain't got to worry about no retaliation from me. Because I'm very responsive and I'm very respectful and I'm very collaborative with people that's on the same page. Now, if I've apologized to you about the post, which again, take it or you don't, it needs to be a real conversation. How people move matters. And if you think that just because I'm this supposed advocate and I got all this reach, that I'm going to watch people play in my face, uplift people who are being distractors and detractors, put out lies and slander, have me dealing with death threats and inconveniences, and having to explain stuff and try to paint me to be something contrary to what I am. And if you think that I'm going to sit there and let that happen when I'm putting my hard-earned money, my hard-earned time, my teams, my effort, and my whole soul into this fight, then I'm definitely never going to be qualified to be an advocate, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, and if you think I'm going to allow, as I'm paying taxes in Dalton, a citizen in Dalton, for someone to come into Dalton and say, fuck Burgundy Blue and the trustees that I voted for, and I can still vote for, if I'm going to allow that, I'm not who you thought. You know what I mean? So we can't say, and you just.
And if somebody messes with me, and if somebody,
energy,
but what you gonna do about somebody who clarified your questions and gave you an apology? Because that ain't what
one second. I'm sorry, I have to mute because I feel like we arguing. Okay, there we go, Jediah. I need a minute. But you gave me the same energy. So you said you don't want people to put a death threat on you, to cause you inconvenience, to cause you to say bad things about you, but you do it to someone else. How is that just for a super chat? That is crazy to me. And thank you for the apology. I do say that, but I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm not an advocate. I'm just a Dalton citizen who I can vote for the elected officials. I think this is crazy.
So, hello?
I'm here.
So what you want the officials who have no control over my movement to denounce me or make me apologize again? What you want?
No, I don't want I want the officials.
Y'all do realize this was over $19.99. I mean, not even a $20 bill. And let's be clear, Shay did not even receive the full $19.99 because YouTube took their portion. $19.99. This is how long this conversation is about. $19.90. I want y'all, I keep on repeating that. How deep that is. $19.99, which I wore my 1999 shirt that Shay made. Shout out to him. I wore that yesterday. $19.99 is how long we have the advocate on the phone for. $19.99.
To tell me, are they okay
Well,
with this?
I can't even
they-
speak to that. I can only speak to me. But I also said in the same video that if somebody threatens you, we're going to try to get to the bottom of that so you can make me aware of it. It doesn't fit your narrative because what I'm saying, you're going against everything that I'm saying.
Why would
How
I
you-
trust you? I don't know who sent them. I don't know.
Okay, well, I just told you I didn't, so I'm an investigator in a lot of senses, and I just said that if it happened, how you gonna bring up something to me and not say, how can I know to trust you with this? Literally, Burgundy, you are not looking for a result. You literally have bought into the bull crap of whatever y'all got concocted.
You cannot
I'm
trick
telling
me.
you
You
for a
cannot
fact.
trick me, Jediah.
Nobody from my team has ever threatened you. Nobody from my team has ever talked to you. Nobody from my team has ever worked with you. So I'm
How
telling
do you feel about what advocacy CIU said today when I had to cut him off the live shortly, what he was doing?
When I came in, advocacy CIU was just getting off. He is somebody who works with me in my team. He is somebody that literally not too long ago I fell out with and said, don't trust that page. And we've now reconciled. And guess who encouraged us to do that? Burgundy. Maybe you guys can talk. We talked and I got to the bottom of what happened and we came to an understanding of moving forward and being focused because the fight was more important. He has a skill set, but he doesn't speak that him speaking on there. My team members would have never come on and talk, but I can't control that man's movement in his life. He got his own resource, his own investigative ability. He's his own entity. And so literally none of that matters because again, you didn't got a concession of an apology. You didn't got the commitment of let's get to the bottom of these threats. You didn't got me saying that that's not what I am about or looking for when you're concerned, but you're still pushing. Why would I let this happen? And would the trustees stand by? You don't need to know that because I told you I don't. My response may not have been perfect, but my response was from my heart because in this you mattered to me. Maybe that's where I fucked up at. Maybe I should not care about the people like I do. But when I looked you in your eyes in that parking lot before all the bullshit and all these YouTube games was going on, I meant everything I said to you. And I believed in you because when I looked at your presentation, you didn't allow disrespect. You seemed like you were neutral and you seemed like you wanted everybody to just go get along and be on one team. But I can't say, that as a person of influence, I'm gonna put stuff on the internet, and a lot of things could happen. But if I literally telling you, but I got your back, if I will fix what I do wrong, and I will deal with it if there's any collateral things that come after it. That's telling you I don't want no harm to you. So we should have been talking about that.
All right. Last part. Regarding Hell Week, I wasn't there. Can you please tell the public how many times Hell Week was rescheduled?
How many times it was rescheduled?
Yeah, we were supposed to have Hell Week a couple of other different dates, but it didn't kick off right then until you were waiting. I think we were waiting for maybe something that was going to be revealed at the beginning of Hell Week. So you had to reschedule it. And I started my first week at work. So you said that I tried to act pretending to be busy during Hell Week. What made you say that?
I think you missed the point of what I said. I don't
It said pretending to be busy during Hell Week.
I think you missed the point of what I said earlier. I don't think you owe me anything. You didn't have to respond or be there for Hell Week. What I'm saying is I didn't see that. I didn't see you there. I didn't get no calls. You didn't contribute to it. I didn't see postings that will say, y'all make sure y'all at this event or make sure you got going on. I didn't get an interview request. It's 1,000 things that could have happened that could have helped make or push Hell Week. And I didn't see any of that. So what I'm saying to you is, or what my point was, is that I was like, dang, I thought that this was a person that even though we don't talk, we was like on a collaborative basis. So when I then only see you on these lives where people are talking mad bullshit, I'm like, it bothered me as a person. I was like, oh wow, I thought Burgundy I thought we was in a different space. So that was me making it personal. Now, what your question is, the rescheduling and all of that, it was some difficulties around it, but it doesn't matter. I still think it was a success, and I had no angst or ill feelings about your level of participation. I just pray and hope that it benefited you as a resident, because that's the point. That was the point.
All right. Oh, I know you're busy, so I'll let you go. Thanks for calling in, Jed.
Over there.
Have a good one. All right, guys. So we have. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I messed up missing things around. I hope y'all can hear me better. So we had Jediah Brown on here. I actually don't mind the conversation. I saw you guys' comments. I want to address a couple of things. I think that people are trying to possibly make me like a beef person. If you're in the chat, be respectful. If you're not going to be respectful mods for the first time ever, time them on out, please. We're not coming for anybody. I don't have a problem with Mara. If someone else have a problem with her, that's you. You know what I mean? Just like we see other people in here. I know that Shay had difficulty with. He hasn't done anything to me yet, so I don't have a difficult of you having a opinion. You know what I mean? However, I haven't researched with everything that happened. I think that people take me being on YouTube I be 2 days behind on videos sometimes. I watch everybody. I watch the breakdowns. I try to listen. The lives can go a little long. Look, it's almost been 3 hours for me. So it takes me days to sometimes break it down. I'm not gonna denounce anybody. I'm not gonna pick sides because I'm a resident here. I am a resident here. Trina, if you have time, feel free to call back up. James MC, Gardis. I know, I'm so sorry. Y'all was asking me to drop the link, but I didn't want to drop the link and get you involved with the conversation with Jediah or ACIU or anything like that. These are people that all have, they're doing their own thing. I think that sometimes things are getting so deep. Like, I don't think we need teams to investigate everybody in Dalton. I think this is still private citizens with private lives. If you did not sit up there and say, hey, I want to be a part of this and I'm advocating, y'all not even looking into Tiffany this much. But if someone that's where freedom of speech comes in. So I heard what you guys had to say, but I thought it was fair that Jediah came in. So he got to come in and he said what he had to say, and that's what a conversation is about. Now you might hear me a little more passionate than usual because I'm like, now come on now.
Ain't nobody gonna approve that.
And that's it. Ain't nobody gonna approve that. My Jediah has his point, I have my point, and we'll leave it there. But go back to what I've been telling y'all from the beginning. Dalton is very segregated. Okay. One good thing about Jediah Brown coming back is that the fact that Jediah came to town, he sort of brought people from all walks of life to come together. He's a great gatherer, if you will. You know what I mean? He comes out, he's a great community gatherer. You see the same people at the microphone. You see the same people speaking up. You see the same people. It's always the same people. The same people roll together, do together, all that. It's always the same people. I stood in that line against that door and I was like, man, I signed up to speak for the first time. I wanted people to know, yeah, now the cat's out the bag. I'm Burgundy Blue. I'm from YouTube. Baby, you can't, Tiffany just not letting everybody speak. It's a limit on it. What did former trustee Ed Steve say? He said, you know what, Burgundy, come to tea with the trustees, then you can speak. But this is the thing. I don't mind that. But what I wanted to say, I wanted to make sure that I had some questions. I wanted to make sure people were able to see it all over the world and use those clips. Tea with the trustees is not live. It's not recorded live. It's only what they select to do that specific day. You know what I mean? They might decide to go post something like when we saw the beautiful, what's her name? Dr. Nikita. When we saw Dr. Nikita, and she gave that 30-minute speech about how it was working for Tiffany. That's when you do get a part of that, right, a piece of that. But nobody knew at the same time Stephanie Wiedemann outside getting arrested. I think that was the same day. If I'm wrong, correct me. But Stephanie Wiedemann outside getting arrested, and allegedly a trustee is jumping over tables for Mama Hill. So that's why I say, make sure you look at everybody's story, everybody background, because at the end of the day, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram is used to push influence, right? So just like this simple post went up, just like that simple post went up with Burgundy Blue name on it, right? That made me lose 50 followers overnight and made people send hate mail to me. It was an influence. So my point is, if let's say this person that it should remain nameless because we don't want to look, I'm gonna say their name 3 times. If he has beef with Jediah and he feels like Jediah feel like this person is influencing people and not respecting his work, you're doing the same thing. It's repeated. Let me bring up James Mack. I missed succeeding call back. I'm sorry. Gifted Ali, I am so sorry. I can't add you unless you email me in a private chat. I want to know what you're going to talk about. I don't want any kind of arguments or conflicts. And this is my first time me seeing you before. So I'm sort of just answering people I saw, if that's okay. And mods, go ahead. If someone is being disrespectful, putting out personal information, your opinion matters here. Let me be real. But if you're being disrespectful to anybody in the chat or trying to say information, do not do that. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take this call. Hold on, guys.
Okay, y'all, I gotta get ready for bed. I have to get up early tomorrow for work. And I didn't want to just have my YouTube running when I couldn't monitor it. So we'll pick up part 2 tomorrow if that's okay with you. And I just appreciate you taking time to look at this replay. We got quite a few replays. I want to do some of the rallies and some of the Thornton meetings and some of the Dalton meetings and some aftermath after that whole 48-hour notice thing. I want to do a lot of different stuff and talk about some history that we talked about. So I appreciate y'all so much. And it's actually pretty cool to see how far a lot of people grew, how how resilient we were during this time. People lost income, they lost family members. It was just a lot, but the only person that and still nothing was resolved. That's what I mean. Nothing was resolved just for people to get a seat. So make sure that you look into it like I was talking about. I thought Nikita was cool, and then we find out the whole time Mama Hill is getting pushed out the meeting during that speech. And no one wants to talk about it in Dalton politics or anything like that because it's designed to give you that one sided narrative. So that's it for today. I appreciate you so much. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. Bye.